Then Jamie, how far you get though? How far you get?
I'm like 3 hours from the end. Like I'm right there.
So you're pretty much there. See,
if I didn't lose my 6 hour save, I would have beat it.
You lost 6 hours. How did that happen?
Yo, I lost 6. Save, yo. What's going on?
This was my fault because I had 2 saves or something like that, and I thought when I did a chapter select, because remember when you first get to Seattle, you have to pick up that map at the beginning. I forgot the map, so I did the chapter over and went back. So when I played it from the chapter select, it only said I had like 4 hours in the game, but I was like, I knew I was past 4 hours. Because my streams was like 6. So with the 6 hours, I thought that was the 4 hours was the wrong save. So I deleted that, and then I didn't have anything in the cloud because I game share. So when you game share, cloud saves are disabled automatically. You got to do it manually. When I deleted it, I had nothing left, so I had to start all over.
Sheesh.
Yeah, I already beat the game twice, so that's nothing, bro. You know what I mean? I already finished that shit. I got the fucking.
Yeah, you motherfuckers that get to be at home and chilling and shit, man. I'm fucking jealous of you dirtbags.
I already got the platinum.
Lucky fucks.
So. It's easy as hell, bro. It's a little time.
Platinum easy though.
It's easy as fuck.
Nothing
to brag about. It's just
not having difficulty trophies will do that, huh?
Oh man, don't mention it. Sheesh.
Yeah. Survivor is definitely harder than I thought it was gonna be.
Bro,
but then I forgot Kofi used listen mode, so you know what I mean, he had his training wheels on.
Shit, they be on your ass.
I streamed my fucking shit, bro, and I barely even fucking touched it from time to time. Niggas need to
my boy had R1 glued down on his controller. Fucking bum.
Niggas talk so much shit, bro. Niggas talk so much shit, yo. Y'all niggas talk so much fucking shit.
It's your birthday, dog, but you getting it. You know
oh my god, bro. Shut up, bro. Niggas talk so much shit.
Oh, fuck.
All right, yo, they said my mic was low. We live, by the way, so everything should be straight. Let me know my mic's better, man. Let me know my mic's better, you know. Birthday boy gotta sound good today. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Thank you, sir. Thank you. Shout out to all the people who sent me, send me birthday wishes on Twitter. I really appreciate it. Also, big shout out to Meds, Nova, and Def Singer, man. They came out, sent me a gift. They helped me pay for the Cyberpunk too, so that's nice. We won't talk about that. So respect. Shout out to all the people showing me love and shit, man. I appreciate it. You know what I mean? Your boy getting old, man. 27. I haven't started losing my hair yet, but you know what I mean? I think my brother told me it hits at when you hit 30, so we're going to see if my hair starts.
Playing that switch, it'll happen to you, though.
No, your hair only goes out if it's in your genes.
Yo, but my brother's losing his hair. My 2 older brothers losing hair, so I must have at some point I'm going to lose.
It's gonna happen.
It might skip you, dog. It might skip you.
So like,
if it skips me, I'm roasting these niggas, bro. I'm roasting my bros, yo. If it skips me.
So like for you might lose it, but as you can see, for me, the gray is what I get.
Yeah,
I get the grays coming in. That's what I get.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be a super.
I had one gray, and that was when I was wedding planning. Most stressful time of my life.
You know, right?
2018 was a crazy year for me, dog.
You know, right now,
that's why I only beat 8 games.
I still got a little thing, you know. As long as when my hairline starts receding,
what the fuck is on top of your head, yo?
Kofi, you better.
I need to redo my twist.
No, the twist. I'm like, you need to brush your hair. That looks crazy.
Nah. I got the twist on.
The silver fox coming her way. She going.
I got the twist. I have to redo my hair still, dog. I need to get my girl to do it again for me. I need to wash my shit. Yo, but we live, man. We live. We here. Another week, another podcast. Hope everybody's blessed, yo. Big shout out to the chat. And big shout out to our patrons, yo. Our 24-hour stream is tomorrow.
Ooh.
Y'all ready for that?
Ready for that.
Y'all got your games ready
today?
So okay.
Yep.
So here's what I'm thinking, right? I'm thinking about doing a full stream of only games by New Blood.
Who is that?
By New Blood. Yeah.
New
what
Blood,
games
New
would that
Blood
be?
is basically Jack's favorite new publisher. Think of Devolver,
Okay.
but more attitude. That's literally what it is. So a bunch of indie garbage is what y'all gonna say.
Indie dog shit cell phone game.
Indie dog shit cell phone game.
Yeah.
It's probably gonna be Counter-Strike and Dota 2.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
So for the people, for the people who still don't know the schedule and how it's gonna work, we're starting tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Time Zone. Alex is gonna go first. He's gonna stream for 5 hours. Then J-Main's gonna go next. He's gonna be stream for 6. I go after that. I'm gonna stream for 7, and Jack is gonna close off the stream from 2 to 8. So that's how we're gonna be doing it. I'm gonna try and pop in during these guys' streams if I can. You know what I mean? But I have to prepare for my own. So we're gonna be playing a couple of games each, I believe. I don't think anyone's gonna play only just one game. So pull up, man. We're gonna be doing it right here on this channel. Every super chat and donation you send during these guys' stream, I will give it to them. So you guys don't have to worry about that. So go ahead and send on the super chats. I'm gonna split everything with the boys, bro. You know, we're gonna divide it in 4 ways. So.
Not only that, but you need to make sure you donate to my stream the most to let them know that I'm the best member of this podcast.
All right, so I'm just saying, letting y'all know that.
Because at the end of the stream, we're going to get another day of Adrian Brody. If y'all were last time, it's going to happen again.
Yeah, so it's going to be good, man. We're going to actually see J-Main playing a video game, so it's going to be quite remarkable.
Multiple.
I'm
multiple like that. I'm bringing out the VR headset. We're going to have some fun.
Oh, really?
Yeah, might even tap back into dreams. We're gonna see what's.
Wait, Jimmy, you know you got to put your height into the VR headset.
All I know, if you start playing dreams, the chat's gonna start having dreams. That's all I gotta say, bro. You know what I mean?
Nah, it's some new good content on dreams. I gotta catch up, man.
Real shit. Okay.
Sleep.
That's a whole lot of. Can you believe this nigga really thought dreams was better than Ori BG, bro? Can you believe that, bro?
I never said that. Don't lie to the people. I never said that.
I said something. I forgot what you said. It was something.
Yo, but
I was talking about the Metacritic score. That's it.
Metacritic.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, you're wrong about that, because currently Ori is sitting at a higher Metacritic score than Dreams.
Sir,
you know what saved your ass? What saved your
ass
ass is the time frame that saved your ass.
You saved my ass because you made the rules. I'm the one that said we should wait like a month after the reviews. You said no, we're gonna do like a week. I was like, all right, cool, we're gonna do a week.
You got it.
That was your rule.
You got it. So that bullshit ended in a job or whatever, man. But let's go ahead and get started, man. Press Start Podcast, episode 156, Night City, because we're gonna talk about that greatness that we've seen today, man. You know what I mean? And we got the CD Projekt Red hater in among us to discuss
Fact
what
teller.
he saw too, man. So
Fact teller.
see, how do you know I was talking about him, bro? You know what I mean? I could have been talking about Jack. How do you know I was talking about you, bro?
Because I'm the special person here tonight. That's who they all came to see.
Special. Bum ass guy, BG. Get out of here, bro. But we're gonna go ahead and do the introductions. But yo, big shout out to all the live viewers, man. We appreciate it. Hit that like button for a brother's birthday, man. Go off today. You know what I mean? Go off today. Y'all been actually doing really good past couple of episodes, man. But go off today. Would really appreciate it. Alex, why don't you go ahead and do your intro?
Hey everybody, it's been a hell of a week for everyone. I'm behind on videos. My son has had a fever. The internet is literally on fire this week.
Yeah.
So I hope everyone is staying safe, is healthy, and let's have a great episode this week, because tomorrow is going to be a fun day for everybody. And happy birthday to Kofi.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, man.
I didn't buy you a gift because you buy yourself everything. So
yeah, I
When you buy
appreciate
the man that has everything, not a goddamn thing.
Go ahead, J-Man. Do your intro, bro.
All right, what's going on, everybody? J-Man, of course, back checking in with the podcast. We're going to get into the topics and stuff. Always want to wish everybody having a great week and stuff like that. And, of course, happy birthday to Kofi.
Thank you, sir.
We toasting on the podcast for you today. We drinking straight out the bottle. Happy birthday, dog.
Appreciate it, man.
oh man, J-Man is going to get pretty lit today.
Dog, I'm
Oh,
out.
no, I got to say that. I got to say some of that for tomorrow. Say some of that for tomorrow. But happy birthday, fam.
Yeah, appreciate it. And Jack?
What's good, everybody? What's popping? Hope everybody having a good week. I'm having a great week, greatness week. Okay. Happy birthday to Kofi. You know, I ain't get you shit because I don't support terrorists. But yeah, we're gonna get into these.
Oh shit! Yeah, Kofi was talking spicy on the timeline over Crash Bandicoot 4.
Bro, we're gonna talk about
Jumping
that
off the deep end for Crash,
bro.
Get out of here.
It's a principle. It's a principle. We're gonna talk about that a little bit later.
It's the principality. All right, we got it.
We're gonna talk about that a little bit later. But we do have a guest among us. You know what I mean? We got BG. He had to come in and put on his cape for The Last of Us, so he's here to come and talk spoilers, a little bit of spoilers of The Last of Us. We're not gonna talk about the ending of the game because Jack and J-Main is not quite there yet, so we're gonna just skip that part. But we're gonna talk up to the point where Joel dies. Yes, it's not taboo to say that anymore. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that, and some events after that, and we're just gonna get what everyone thoughts of it, because it's been a pretty controversial thing on the timeline. Like, did Naughty Dog disrespect the character? It was out of Joe's character, coming in the basement like that, Ray Tay, shit like that. So we're gonna have a discussion about that, and BG is here to conversate with us. So say what up, BG.
I'm here to speak facts only. That's all I'm here to do.
You got a spot on your
And
camera, like a spot on your camera. Is that on my screen?
No, that's
you got some
my
overlay,
camera.
right?
That's over. It goes away after a few minutes.
Yeah.
You still on webcam, so you don't know nothing about that. Don't worry about it, Jack.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm just here to speak facts and speak some sense into a lot of people, a lot of unreasonable and emotional people, because some people get turned into women, right? Where there's women, they tap into their natural, senses. They think with emotions and not with their actual brain. And that's what a lot of people have been doing, and I'm just here to help them.
Yeah.
Preach.
Wow.
You got that. You know what? I know some people are probably going to be sick of the Last of Us, conversations. It is a big game, so, please mind us. Next week it will probably be where we finally wrap it up, and it will be a short discussion. I just would want to get Jack's, final opinion on it, and Jay Main's as well. So next week we should just be wrapping up with The Last of Us, and we probably ain't gonna be talking about this shit anytime soon. You know what I mean? So let's go ahead and get started with the conversation. Let's give the people what they want to hear. Let's just hear opinions first, because last podcast I was the only one who played it because I had the game early. Now we have a whole bunch of people here, minus Alex, who has played the game. So I just want to get Jack's opinion of The Last of Us. Tell me what you think of the game, bro.
I love it, dog. I love it. It's amazing. I mean, simply put, it feel like The Last of Us, but like way fucking better, improved in every aspect, except for maybe the story. That's a big point of contention in the community, but. Definitely having a great time with the game. I haven't even beaten it yet. I know that's also a big, outrage. I ain't been, Jack Mood and Naughty Dog stand ain't beat the game yet, but I'm getting close. We're getting close.
All right, so Jack, why is it taking you so long?
I gotta take time with greatness, man. You can't rush that thing, man. I've been waiting 7 years for this. Ever since December 2016, specifically, I've been waiting, and I can't rush it, dog. What I'm rushing to play? Ghost of Tsushima? Come on, man. Let's not do that.
Don't be disrespectful.
My bad. But ain't shit going on, man. They might as well take your time with that thing. You know what I mean?
No, but real quick, sorry to cut you off, but I feel like you've been waiting 7 years to play this. So wouldn't you be kind of like, how do you sleep, not knowing like, don't you have like the urge to like, I want to finish this because I want to process. I want to see what happens next, right?
I like to take it in. I like to take it in a little.
Okay,
especially after the first 3 hours, I was like, I need to. You know what I mean?
And based on the timeline, more people need to take it in, because I feel like people be rambling off at the mouth. And they don't even be knowing what the fuck they talking about. Half the time they talking, and they're like, "Did you pay attention to this game or even the first one?" Because
they didn't read none of the documents. They didn't do a lot of shit when it come to comprehension. I'm seeing on the timeline, but we gonna get into all that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you want to wrap up your thoughts on the game though overall?
Great game. The dodge button added a whole nother dimension to the gameplay. I didn't realize. Survival difficulty, I thought was gonna be easy. They be on my ass. Like, I love the difficulty of the game. I love the looting aspect of the game. The new mechanics, the rope, puzzles. I'm floored with the game right now. Personally, I'm loving it. Can't get enough of it, even though I only play it once a day. All right. There you go.
and the story so far got you engaged. You're still really interested to see what happens. Like, you're really invested still.
Yes, I did. Okay, now one part that people are upset about. At first, I kind of felt similar, but the more I thought about it and the more I just got into the story, I understand. You know what I mean? Okay. I grew to understand the way that they. And one thing, the flashbacks in the game. A lot of people I'm hearing don't like the flashbacks. I love the flashbacks. I love where they're integrated in the story. Fleshes out a lot of shit that people complain about. I don't know, man. I'm not really seeing a lot of the complaints. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm just seeing a lot of the complaints.
Okay.
Maybe I will at the end. I don't know.
Yeah, that's why I want to get your final opinion. Next week we get your final opinion next week. J-Main.
So far I'm almost at the end of the game. Probably, like I was telling you earlier, anywhere from 3 to 6 hours from the end. Overall, I'm enjoying the game. I really love the gameplay. To me, is where the game shines the most as of right now for me. The dodge button is great. I just wish that the game had some type of performance mode, because when I first popped the game on the 30 FPS, that shit just like straight up punched me in my face, like how crazy it was noticeable. And I want to give like not credit, but the reasoning behind that is I had just finished platinum in the remaster, so I'm going literally from 60 to 30, and that shit was very noticeable. But I think like with the way they improved the gameplay with the dodge button and all this other like extra stuff with the mechanics, even like jumping off and doing aerial attacks, stuff like that, it would have benefited a lot from 60 frames per second, including like shooting the gun. Because to me, the guns feel like they just feel weightier in this game. And that could be attributed to, they want to make it feel like certain characters, the guns feel certain ways and stuff like that. So, I'm playing the game without listen mode.
I want to say something real quick. Since you're bringing up the gun before I forget, me and BG were having a discussion that like the aiming in this game feels a little bit off. Do you feel like making up like a little minute moves like the acceleration is kind of busted in this game? Do you guys feel that? Because me and BG were discussing like that. Like there seems like the aim and acceleration in this game is off, because when you move just a little bit, like it just kind of like jumps still. So I'm just seeing if you guys have a similar issue, because lining up headshots seem to be a little bit tougher in this one because of it.
Yes.
Yeah, I do find myself measuring twice and cutting once when I'm shooting, because like I feel like if I don't get that aim right, it's gonna be way off and stuff like that. So yeah, it's not as simplistic as it is in the first one. I don't know if it's due to aim acceleration and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I can't get into that technical shit like y'all, but it definitely is something that you have to like really like make sure you got that shit right before you pull that trigger, or it will be off. I think upgrading the skill tree helps a little bit with some of the sway and the upgrading the weapon stability and stuff like that. It helps. What else? Like I said, I'm playing without listen mode. I encourage everybody to. I know it's like BG, you brought up a good point. The map is not really designed for you to play without listen mode, just because there's so many areas and places for the enemy to dip out of your view and stuff like that. So it's hard for you to see where they went. So you really just like kind of crawling around trying to find everybody, but it makes it so much more tense. It makes certain areas feel like a real horror game. And that's why I encourage a lot of people to at least try it without listen mode. It's not going to make the game like a million times harder, but it will make the experience more engaging, I believe. I do still wish that you could drag bodies away, because I am stealthing more in this game. Alex, I know that's a sin, but I am stealthing a lot more in this game than I am going, of course, head first.
What was that again?
Listen. On the harder difficulties, Last of Us is
just
more of a stealth game than it is.
Tell me what you were doing in the game.
Blazing.
You were doing what?
I was crouching around, crawl. Some of the enemies will have you crawling through the grass. What's that?
What kind of?
I crawled whole sections, bro, on the low. Some sections I crawled to hold the thing,
they
bro.
They still be seeing you. Like, what
the
were you using
stealth mechanics? Yes,
right. I just wanted you to say that I was right. That's all I wanted you to say.
Yeah, you right about that. So I find that being able to drag the bodies might have been a little bit cool to have in the game. But yeah, story overall, I'm at the part where I feel like a lot of people have issues with the story. And at first I was kind of like, all right, this feels like it's dragging on a little bit too long. But then there was a kind of like a twist in it, and you get introduced to a couple more characters, and you start to like, I don't want to say feel empathetic, but you just start to like certain people in different ways. And so I'm liking that so far. We'll see where that goes and where that leads to, and where the story concludes for me. So yeah, overall, I would say I'm enjoying the game a lot. And a lot of the criticism I can see, but I think if you played it and you're doing like your real investigative and exploring the environments, reading all the notes, taking in the environmental storytelling, I think you would like it a little bit more versus just watching it from somebody else's live stream or something like that.
Okay. All right, let's hear from BG. I think you get the platinum, you just get it? Or you're almost there. Oh, you muted. Oh, you muted, by the way. You muted.
Yeah, I beat the game twice. I didn't get the plat. I'm one trophy away. Naughty Dog. Let's get rid of difficulty trophies to make the game more accessible to and easier for people. But let's put 1 million collectible trophies in the game because they're idiots. So
you talking about the trophy list?
Yeah. Trophy
list. Okay, yeah, the trophy list is trash.
It's trash. It's trash.
I haven't looked
But
at
not
it.
because of difficulty trophies. They used to do way more creative stuff with their trophies.
Yeah, like okay, get 5 kills, with one thing or something like that. Now it's just collect shit. It's terrible. But yeah. So I beat the game twice. I really love the game. I think it's holistically a better game than Last of Us 1 in every way. Besides pacing, that's the only way Last of Us 1 is better is pacing. I think the gameplay is just really fun. I don't like to usually replay games, but I just replayed this and really enjoyed it. Especially I like that the second half of the game kind of turns into like a real deal horror game. Like the atmosphere, it turns into a full blown horror game. Like it literally looks like sections out of Resident Evil. At some points. Like I said, the middle of the game seems to be bogged down by some pacing issues, and I'm not the biggest fan of flashbacks. I just like for story purposes, I understand what it does. It's necessary, but I never really enjoyed flashbacks in any game, especially when it's just like the way Naughty Dog does it. Like, oh, Nate's brother, okay, cool story, and Abby and Ellie's relationship in the past, cool story, okay, all right, but that shit gets lame and boring, especially when you play. You can especially since you can't skip it the second time, it's even worse the second time. Yeah, the aiming has an aim acceleration problem, like we stated. I hate that the level design is designed. It gets better as you go through the game, but it's still designed around listen mode. I have a problem with that. I hate this. I hate that the way they designed the skill tree upgrades, that you have to upgrade. You have to pretty much get upgrades that you don't want to get to the other upgrades. Yeah. That's stupid.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I think if you're using listen mode though, you would have a different opinion on that, because a lot of the stuff, a lot of the listen mode stuff, blocks some really good shit, and I'm just like, I don't give a fuck to use listen mode, so
exactly.
It's just gonna sit there for a little bit.
Yeah, I like the 2 new factions in the game, the Seraphites and the WLF. Like, I always think it's interesting how Naughty Dog comes up with these groups and their virtues and their morals and the things they live by and all that stuff, their code that they live by and everything like that. I always think that's cool.
Yeah.
I like the open areas. I didn't like them in Uncharted, but the open areas are good here. The AI is good if you play on hard or better. Anything below that, they are blind and retarded.
The AI is crazy.
The AI is much better in this game than the last game. That's a fact. If you play on Survivor, the AI in this game, they be flanking like a motherfucker. You lose sight of them, bro. You really be losing sight of them.
The Seraphites, the way they be whistling, I don't know, if they seen me, if they saw my toe, I just be like, yo, I don't know what the fuck is going on with their whistling. I'm gonna just hide in the grass until they all walk away. I love the Seraphites though. Going against them, fun time.
All right, so for me personally, I since last podcast, I managed to also get the platinum in the game. I played it a second time on New Game Plus. Another thing I want to point out, great job this time. When you get to Seattle, they give you all your weapons that you have acquired from your after your last playthrough. So that's a nice addition. But after playing the game a second time, man, I think when it comes to replay value, in my opinion, I think this game kind of lacks replay value after beating it a second time. I don't think I will be playing this game anytime soon, unless they add a grounded mode with more trophies. That's the only time I'm probably gonna ever pop this game in again, to be honest.
What you think kills it? Is it the flashbacks?
You know what? My second playthrough, I watched some cutscenes and I was skipping some others. Just certain sections of the game when you start to play as Abby that I'm not really too fond of. You know what I mean? Okay. My personal opinion, I'm not a fan of Abby. You know what I mean? And it's it's not because she can fold me like a pretzel or because of her shape. It's not really that. It's not even that. No, real talk. I'm just not really a fan of Abby. I think during playing it twice, she has no personality characteristics that I kind of like, and her mood is kind of random. I want to talk about it more, but Jack, and it's not there yet, so I don't want to spoil it. So I could get to into details next podcast when it happens, but we're gonna talk about that. But personally, I didn't fall in love with the character Abby. You know what I mean? When I was playing as Abby, I couldn't wait to get back to playing Ellie. And how they cut it off, they cut it off, Jack, you seen it, they cut it off at a good part when shit's getting good. Then they switch it to reset it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I thought that was a bad part to
I didn't care for I know,
part.
like it kind of ruined the pacing over there at that part of the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'll get into, you know, that shit next podcast, but like I didn't fall in love with the character Abby personally. You know what I mean? I
fell in love soon as first couple hours.
You liked the
first couple hours in the game. Oh yeah.
Okay, so
I love that part.
There's a difference in opinion, so that's fine. But one thing
Jack
that I have
part,
no slander for The Last of Us Part 2 is this gameplay. The gameplay of this game is really good. You know, besides the aiming aspects, like it could be like the aiming could be better. I feel like if the frame rate, like you said, J-Man, was doubled, I think this experience would be amazing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But overall, like the additions to the game that they added, the exploration, the no more shift doors, but you got to kind of find your way to get around. I like those little puzzles.
Every door is fucking locked though, yo. Like
you know
every door is locked.
Yeah, you got to find a way to get around it. I like those aspects. I like the new crafting things they added to the game. And overall, the gameplay is a huge improvement from the original Last of Us. That's not even a debate at all. But when it comes to story, I think, you know, after playing the game twice, I think I'm really confident to say the first game had a better story in general. All right, so let's talk about the thing. Alex, let's talk about the thing.
Alex went to bed.
Let's talk about the thing what everybody, you know, is talking about on the timeline right now, and is Joel. Did they disrespect Joel? How they took him out in this game? Let's talk about that.
No.
I'm gonna say no.
You say no.
No.
Yeah.
Not at all.
So I
all right, go ahead, Jimmy.
I seen this part, of course, when the leaks first came out. And when I first seen it, I'm like, what the fuck? Like I was, of course, thrown off. Like they did not really just do that. And so that's why, you know, a lot of times I'm like, you know, let's wait for a little bit more context. Let's see what happens. What threw me off too was how early in the game that this happened. I didn't know it was going to be like the first few hours of the game. I thought they was going to push it out a little bit more so we can at least have some more context. But to me, to answer your question, the reason why they didn't disrespect Joel's character is because Joel and Tommy in that situation, like, come on, this is 4 or 5 years after the events of Last of Us 1. They've been living in Jackson for about that same amount of time. Tommy has been there even longer, so he's already started the process of recruiting people to build this community up. And in order to do that, you have to trust in some sense or fashion. You have to let people in order to help build your community. And what happened in this instance was that when they came across Abby, not only was it a bad storm, she was, of course, getting ready to die. So they probably looked at her as a straggler that needed help. They picked her up. They followed her back to get out of the storm and the Horde's way. When they followed her back, during that process, Tommy kind of mentions their names and stuff like that. And then when Joel gets there, we all know what happens. He mentions his name. She already knew at that point. Everybody else was, you know, like, oh shit, he's here. Like it's kind of a coincidence how it happened. Really lucky. But at that point, Joel trusting her to go back. Joel trusted plenty of people in the first game. Joel trusted Sam and Henry after they tried to kill him first. And then when Ellie gave up his name, not only did he continue on talking with them, he followed them back to their hideout. He went back with them, which could have easily been an ambush. Even though Sam and Henry were talking about how their people are gone and dead, they could have been lying straight up like that. Joel has been in this world for 20 years and he still followed them back even after being on both sides. So Joel was always a little bit wishy-washy in that sense. And in the first game, he kind of comes around to a lot of the ideals of this now world that they're living in, with changing his mind about just dropping Ellie off to now taking her back and killing off the whole hospital so they don't perform the procedure on her and stuff like that. So I think no, they didn't disrespect Joel's character in that sense, and it made perfect sense to me.
Okay.
The problem with that analogy, using the other two, the brothers that he met up with, one was that he see himself in that situation with those two brothers, which is why he had that sense of camaraderie with them. And two, what you're failing to realize is this is before he killed an entire hospital full of people that are looking for him. Whether or not it's 4 years after or not, the idea that people have just magically forgot about you is null and void. And then on top of that, if you're going to explain
Joel was a hunter, though. People could have been looking for him for years.
But if you're going to explain this character has changed personality before explaining what happens. See, the death of Joel shouldn't have happened in the first 2 hours. It should have happened about like hour 10, hour 12.
This is where I actually agree with Alex. I feel like the Last of Us, if it was just rearranged with just different, the same kind of game, same game, but rearranged differently, I think it would have been a lot better. Because, but go ahead, BG, get your shit off.
No, but I was gonna say, like, Joel didn't necessarily have any reason to believe that people were looking for him. Like 4 or 5 years later, like, yeah, he did a lot of bad stuff, but he didn't have necessarily reason to believe that people were still hunting him from Seattle, or that they would be able to like track him back to Jackson. Even if he did, the game shows you why Joel let his guard down. He's felt safe for 4 or 5 years. They've let people into Jackson for that same amount of time. In the flashback, it shows you constantly over and over again. In the flashbacks, Joel didn't act like how he acted in Last of Us.
Because we're seeing a different side of Joel, like a connection with him and Ellie. We seen the flashbacks with him and Ellie taking them to the what's it called, the museum and shit like that. Yeah, obviously we haven't seen this side of Ellie because obviously their relationship since the time in Jackson has evolved. Ever since they got back. So we're seeing how maybe Joel was when he was with Sarah. Maybe this is how he behaved because pretty much he fell in love. He fell in love with like Ellie. You know what I'm talking about. Like he has a love for Ellie.
Like a father-daughter type relationship.
Father-daughter situation
100%.
now.
Yeah.
So that's what it is right now. So that's why we're seeing that side of Joel.
But then again, I can literally look at the end of Last of Us 1 where he says to what's her face, I forgot, if I leave you alive, you're going to come after me.
Yeah.
And
this is my issue.
So literally,
okay,
I'm sorry, Kofi.
Go ahead.
My problem is with this game, it isn't really the story, it's the way the story is told. And they did it in the first 2 hours to create a shock value. And instead of actually making Abby a likable character from the beginning and having those two stories collide in the middle, that's where they will meet at that one point where you see Abby and you realize shit's about to fucking go down. Joel's gonna fucking die. I understand this whole concept. I can see everything coming
Alex
together.
Is preaching right now,
Okay,
bro. Alex is preaching right now.
It loses shock value. No, it loses shock value there.
No, I think it makes that because more emotional, J-Man, to be taken in.
It wouldn't.
It doesn't. Shock value, cheap. Shock value is trash, though.
Here's a perfect example.
It's not. Look at people reacting.
In Game of Thrones, you knew murders were going to happen. You knew people were going to die. If you read the books, you knew shit was going down because in the books, each chapter was done by a different character person in that same timeline of progression. So you knew when people met, people were going to fucking die.
Yo, J-Man, this is how they fix this shit.
Hold on, let me just answer that real quick before I lose my train of thought. Because in the first Last of Us, Joel and Ellie were goddamn invincible. They went literally journeyed across the whole country. Joel was on the brink of death from a mortal, fucking fatal wound and got pretty much revived back to life by a 14-year-old child. So to think that halfway through a game, when you come across somebody who's looking for revenge, that Joel might not dip out of that, like that's the feeling that you would get in that situation because of the things that have transpired in the previous games. When it happens in the first 2 hours, you're like, oh shit. I didn't expect that because in the first game they beat death so many times.
Look at Ellie, she beat death so many times. It wasn't supposed to be there.
But look, can I say something? Okay, this is why that doesn't make sense, right? What y'all are saying. Now I felt he died early too, but when you think about it, what would you be doing until then, right?
See, Jack,
the point is when Abby kills him, you're supposed to hate Abby. You're supposed to hate everybody in that room. You're supposed to want to search and hunt down everybody in that room. You don't know why they did. You assume they're Fireflies or they got beef with them. But if you flesh out the rest of the game with them searching for them, showing flashbacks and why you're gonna be sympathetic with these. You're not gonna care that they want to. You don't want to kill Joel your goddamn self, right? You're gonna be happy.
But the way, let me say something. The way they did this. Let me say something real quick before I forget. The way they did this, Jack, right? It's gonna make the player very, very like hesitant to fuck with Abby the way that they did this. I don't know if that's what they're going for, but then again, they turn around and make you play like what 6-7 hours of the game as Abby, and they expect you to care about this character when you despise this character. I feel like I feel like they should have. See, I understand they're trying to show the different perspectives and the parallels between the two characters. I know that's like the whole point of this game.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, revenge, brings you nothing. I know this what they're trying to do with the story, but I feel like if they made Abby like a likable character and maybe played her sections first and kind of build it up to the Joel death, it would have probably been way more impactful.
It wouldn't hit the same because
this way didn't hit at all though. This way didn't hit. I didn't feel nothing, bro.
I didn't hit because first of all we got spoiled.
I think it hit because you watched the spoilers, Kofi.
We got spoiled, so it wasn't gonna hit regardless, right? We knew it was gonna happen. If we didn't know that was gonna happen, we would have been like, "Oh, what the fuck? Like, what's going on?"
I think people were. I think because of Joel's early death, people were playing with purpose because, like, if it happened later, it's like, what are you really playing for? And also the dialogue that Abby said makes you want to keep playing because she said she was asking Joel, do you remember me? Something like that. I don't remember her exact word. Do you remember me?
Yeah.
And then Joel looked in her face. So you're like, yo, Joel. So now you're thinking Joel did something to make this bitch want to kill the fuck out you. So now you got reason to play and see how it unravels and be like, yo, why does she hate Joel so much? What did Joel do? Now we know from the last, because we played The Last of Us Part 1, we know it had to be something to do with one of these major events, one of his mass murder sprees or some shit like that, So, but we got to see that unravel. So that's why it was good to me at the beginning that it happened.
You see, I feel like Abby's sections should have been first to kind of build up to that moment. I think Joel's death and we all seen Joel save his life. They should have made some sort of dynamic when that happened as well, like her. Because look, there's so many characters. Abby changes so much in this short section that you're about to play, Jack. She changes so much, and I can't wait till you play so we can discuss it. Okay. You know what I mean? You can discuss it, but it just makes her character extremely weird. It's just like but this is the character,
this thing too, though, Kofi. Just think about this, the optics of this, right?
Okay.
You get The Last of Us Part 2, we've been waiting 7 years, whatever, whoop-de-whoop. You play 6 hours or, in spurts 2 hours or 2 hours of a character that, they was calling a mysterious woman. Everybody thought was fucking Ellie's mom at one point. Yeah. I did too. So that would just been weird. Like, where the fuck is Ellie? Where the fuck, like, what is this game? Like, people would have been like, what the fuck are we doing, yo? They had to like ease you into some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You had to, I don't know.
But by making her kill Joel, bash his head in, the guy spit on him. Then as a player who loves Joel, as a player as Joel, you're like, we're not really fucking with these guys. So how do you redeem that? How do we sympathize with this character Abby now? How do we redeem that?
Easy.
I felt like that whole place. I didn't feel nothing. I still didn't give a fuck about her, bro.
And as soon as they did the flashback with Abby, she's redeemed.
Right come on, stop.
It does not matter how you feel. Revenge for killing someone that you love that's it. You don't.
Was a zebra supposed to do it for me, bro?
My mother, I'm going to find you and I'm going to murder you, regardless of who you are.
I understand.
Yeah, but we get that, but we don't care about this character, though.
It don't matter if you care about her. Her reasoning is
exactly. That's my thing. Look, I don't care about Abby, right? You don't have to feel for Abby. To me, that's irrelevant. What you have to do is understand her perspective and what she's coming from. You don't and then her perspective adds to the overall story. I can't get into because Jack hasn't gotten there yet. But it adds to the overall story because you get to see both sides. Like if this game was only from Ellie's perspective, it would literally be as linear as every other game. Like, oh, these are just bad people. They killed Joel. Like,
think of it from this perspective. Think of it from this perspective. If you were able to actually gain some sort of agreement with Abby throughout her journey before she meets up to Joel, and then you as a player become completely conflicted, and you're
so
like,
much
oh
better.
my God,
That's what I'm saying.
Joel. And then you're like, wait a minute, have I really liked the wrong person the whole fucking time? Then let's say you do actually side with Ellie more than you side with Abby, or you side with Abby more than you side with Ellie. When you get through the game, the story becomes about either revenge or forgiveness. And so you're literally going through the entire process of that entire last half correctly because you're now down the correct path. So when you get to the final scene, you're like, oh my fucking God, what am I gonna do? Who am I gonna choose?
But that happens in the middle anyway, because you learn what Joel did. So
hold on.
Should happen in the middle, not everything else.
But wait a minute.
The setup should lead to the crescendo. This is the dark middle chapter. You're in any good book, right? You start off like this, and it's a bell curve, and then you have a peak, and then you move down to the rest. They put the peak in the front, and then everything is just mishmashed.
Okay, but look though, right? If you actually watch how the story's segmented, right? Why would they show you teaming up with Mel? Oh, I don't even want to go do this shit no way. People just, they're not bad people, right? But they're not bad people. Why would you show all of this and then have the player control Ellie and go in to kill a fucking pregnant woman? That makes no sense. Like you're villainizing the fucking, who you know what I mean, whether you like it's right or wrong. But I'm just saying, like that makes no sense.
Issues. So we're only discussing this part because of the fact that people haven't really beaten the game on this panel.
I
haven't played the game.
Including Alex.
I watched a 10-hour movie. Okay, that's what I did. I don't really give a fuck about the gameplay. I thought it's Last of Us 1 again, so I don't want to fucking play that game. So I just watched the movie.
Wrong.
So the entire concept is I don't want to spoil shit for you, Jack, and I don't want to spoil stuff for Jane.
See, I don't want to spoil shit too because there's other issues I want to talk about.
Oh yeah, okay, look.
I don't want to spoil anything, so for you because you're not there yet, and I don't want to ruin the experience for you. But there's some other parts. There's some other parts with Abby that is real questionable. That's why I want to see and get your perspective when this happens, when she starts to meet other characters and shit like that. And I want to see how you feel about this character because, like I said, besides everything else in The Last of Us is fine to me. Like the gameplay is heat, you know what I mean? But I don't know. The story kind of lost me when the change happened to Abby. Kind of lost me there. Like that's when.
Okay, let me ask you a question, right? Because we talked about the Joel shit. A lot of people have problems with just the way he acted in that scene, saying his name and all that. Y'all really got a problem? Because I think if you got a problem with that, I don't know what you was paying attention to. Like, there was no issue. Like, I don't see why people like, oh, that's out of character. Like, how the fuck like, you know what I mean? People argue that drunk and all kind of funny game. Like,
Tommy, the thing is, Tommy said, "Oh, I'm Tommy," right? And like we said, Joel has softened up. When Tommy said, "Oh, I'm Tommy," they acted regular. So Joel in that situation didn't have any real reason to think like, oh, they acted regular when Tommy said he's Tommy. Oh, I'm Joel. Like, y'all know me.
But again, this goes to the fact that we have not seen Joel's character change in those first 2 hours when that scene happened.
Why you get to play.
Joel's character changed in the first game. Period. If you played it, you would know.
I mean,
no. What I'm telling you is, think of it as a player, right? Who hasn't seen the leaks, who hasn't been spoiled. You see the first 2 hours, and you think that is completely out of character until you play the rest of the game. Correct?
Not true.
They show you though.
No,
the context they give you is the community that he's living in.
How would that community get that big if they didn't trust people? If they didn't soften up? How would it get that big?
Anything else?
Again, you're looking at it. You're making assumptions. You're not looking at it how it's being presented. You're making the assumption that he has changed because of the community that he's in. You haven't seen his character change throughout everything beforehand because of the flashbacks.
He changed in the first game. The journey of the first game was Joel changing who he is.
In the first game because of the final scene of when he shot what's-her-face, dude.
He only did that because he changed. The journey was to drop Ellie off at the hospital. He loved Ellie by the end of the game. He cared for someone like he never had since Sarah. And that's why he took out the hospital. He changed.
Setting the world on fire are two very different things, and you cannot conflate those two things as a character.
He clearly showed his love for Ellie as like she was his own dog.
And him loving Ellie was him realizing that this is a child that needs to live life. This is the child that needs to learn how to swim. This is a child that needs to learn how to play guitar. This is a child that needs to grow up and, I'm going to sound like that one YouTuber, date a man, get married, have kids. He looked at her as his daughter. How was he going to get that without going back to Jackson and building that community up like it was a normal life? He changed.
What if what he really did was he just became incredibly selfish about his decision? And what
he was selfish, but that's him changing. Yes, you're right, but that's him changing.
But I don't think it was arguing selfishness of it.
What he did was he burned the world for his own selfish desires.
Right. And he wasn't going to do that. If you, in the beginning of the game, he literally did not give two shits about. He was about to drop her off to Tommy to have Tommy finish the journey. He didn't care.
Again, my point again. Throughout the game, you see that change.
He's changing. He's changing the change. Yeah.
Right. And that's why it wasn't a departure from character in the first game when he was accepting to new people.
Again,
I got a
you
question.
should be able, as the player, to see that change progress to
But I got a
him
question.
building the
If you
community.
didn't
Let
see
let
it in
Jack
the
get the
first
shit
game,
off
then that's your
before
fault.
you forget.
Okay,
Let
this
Jack
is my
let Jack
question,
get the shit
right?
off. Yeah, let it
Okay.
off.
I can understand. I truly understand what people are saying, but this is the first 2 hours, right? The game's whatever. If you play the game, you will understand. Even if you don't understand the concepts of what happened in the first game, if you look at the flashbacks, you will understand. He's pushing her in water. He would have never did no shit like that before. They don't want to make no noise. They clearly is no threat around them. Well, it's a certain shit, but it's no threat. He's very loving. He's doing shit he would have never did in the first. They're showing him changing. He's a different person.
Like,
Nobody acts the
okay.
same 5 years after.
Like maybe they don't like the sequence. Okay, if you like the sequence, maybe you wanted to see those flashbacks first, so you would know Joel softened up. Like the game still explained it. Like even if you don't like the sequence, and like I'm sorry, you do got to read between the lines a little bit. I'm pretty sure there was a note early on. There was either a note.
I got a note I want to show.
Or there was like I just figured it out. Like I read between the lines. The game didn't have to write it to me in big bold letters. Hey, Joel is living in this community now, so he's different. That just processed to me automatically. Like that came to me. That registered with me. And I felt it was kind of obvious. Like the fact that Joel was like, even the way Jesse talked about Joel, right? How Joel was kind of like this mentor almost. Like he was softening up to the community that he lived in. So that's just something that registered with me very quickly. I guess some people didn't catch that.
Which is fine, but what I'm saying is the reason why the biggest reason why people feel that this is out of character is because they did not experience what was going on, or they didn't have the understanding until later in the game of why Joel changed, of how he changed, of having that community. So they literally did it for shock value in the first 2 hours. And also, let me just address the chat real quick. 5 minutes ago, everyone was saying I'm speaking facts, but then the second I said I just watched the cutscenes, now I can speak. Fuck
you. You know what's crazy about this game and like just the whole everything is about knee-jerk reactions, right? When we saw the death knee-jerk reaction, okay, what the fuck going on with Joel? Why he moving like that? He off his square? What's going on? You know, when you play the game, everybody's just going off of emotions, knee-jerk. If you play the game and pay attention, it'll all make sense. You just got to play the game. Yeah. That's all you got to play the game.
Yeah.
So I just want I fear like, so y'all don't feel like the whole Sam and Henry situation wasn't him letting his guard down? Like y'all don't feel that way?
Okay. So what happened in that situation when they first met? Joel started to beat the shit of Henry.
Henry choked him out, and then like Sam had the gun to him, and then
then he seen the child. He seen there was a child with him. Then
he seen he had a child with him.
He had a child with him, right? And Sam, what did Henry say to him? Oh, he's different because he has a kid with him, right?
Yeah.
This time said something like that.
Usually don't have kids.
They don't have kids with him. He has a kid with him, so something's different. That's why he told him like, "Yo, fall back," right? Yeah. So later on, like he snakes Joel for trusting him. Remember it because of the whole on top of the trailer situation. He snakes him, and and when they had to jump in the water, I recall Joel when he wakes up, he's about to beat the shit out of Thing again and like murk him, but Ellie tells him to chill out. So
he saved
his life. So I don't know. I see people trying to compare that situation with this one. I don't know. Look, see that part. Even though I think it was just. Joel's death was just a plot device to, start off the story, really. How they did it. I just feel like it could have been done better. Like, I'm not mad. I'm not one of those people who are mad that Joel is dead. I don't care. I think, like I said,
I love that he's dead.
Prior to this shit, prior to even the leaks, bro, on God, bro, we could go back and look at podcasts. I mean, all of us say, everyone says he's gonna get clapped. We're playing as Ellie. We knew we were playing as Ellie this time. We're like, oh, yo, he's on the first trailer when Ellie was just in the guitar. Yo, we knew that it was confirmed we were playing as Ellie. Bearman saying, yo, Joel's gonna get clapped. So that's not even like a huge shocker, though. I think it's just how they did it. Probably could have been executed better. And that's not been my issue. All right, if that's how they did it, he softened up. He went into the basement. He, he said his name. Some people think it's stupid. It's out of character.
And it's also who did it. They also, a lot of people are butthurt about who did it.
See, my issue is how they treated the character Abby after that. That's what I'm saying. That's my problem with it. And I feel like by going through,
But
by
what did
starting
she do
off the
wrong?
game, bro, I can't say because it's spoilers, bro. Because like that character makes no sense.
You
But it's spoilers.
gotta keep playing.
You gotta finish it, Jack. I can say it to you, J-Man, because I'm pretty sure you're back on playing Ellie right now, right?
No, almost there.
All right, then so you're not even quite there yet. Then you're not even quite there yet. So I want to say some shit, but just because of, I respect Jack and I don't want to spoil it for him, I'm going to chill out. I'm going to fall back.
Yeah, like some people wanted they wanted Joel to go out guns blazing like fucking.
Yeah,
Tony
Bro, I don't need the
Montana
happy end. People think
Scarface and shit like that.
it's not even about that, bro. I don't think it's like niggas want a happy ending. People.
But there's some people, there's a lot of people that wanted Joel to go out like John Marston, dead eye shooting everybody in sight, and like
You're not like a G, bro.
come on, man. That's how they wanted him to go out. So they feel like he got bitched, especially by a woman. Let's keep it real. A lot of people are upset by that he got bitched by a woman half his age. You know, and bro, it's death it's not predictable. It doesn't happen the way you think it's gonna happen. Like whether it's like, I understand most people are conditioned because in video games, developers usually telegraph deaths. They usually tell you how this character is gonna die.
Entertainment period. Yeah.
5 miles before it happens, right? It's very predictable. This is it's the method is not conventional. The character that does it is not conventional. So they're conditioned to people dying a certain way.
Okay,
so when that doesn't happen,
I gotta bring up a
especially to
point.
character, they're bothered.
Yo, honestly, that whole like something being unpredictable doesn't mean it's really good. For example, Game of Thrones. So I don't know why people try to say, "Oh, it's unpredictable." That doesn't mean it's a good thing. Even if it's an obvious ending, if it's the right ending that it should have, or a right play, like a right part in the story, then keep it that way. For example, Game of Thrones, when the wheelchair niggas sat on the throne, like niggas, that was unpredictable. Nigga didn't predict that shit. It made no sense, right? If you guys saying if it's unpredictable, that means it's great. Then that's not great. That made no sense.
And it made sense though.
It has to make sense. It has to make sense.
That's what I'm saying. So it doesn't matter
if
so people going around saying it's unpredictable. That doesn't matter. Like it could be predictable, but it has to be the execution is important. That's what I'm trying to say.
But look at how Jesse got clapped. That unpredictable, but it made sense. You coming through a door with your gun out and somebody is on the other side, you're gonna get fucking shot in the face. Just like we would do any other enemy if we were playing the game. They come through that door, we got our gun out, we're gonna shoot you in your fucking face. That's how it is in this world.
People are used to plot armor in stories, right? It just is what it is. You play Uncharted, you know if you're a good guy, you're gonna be safe, right? People don't like the fact that this man got fucking clapped in a cabin like basement type shit. Like, you know what I mean? It can happen. It can happen to you. He was a regular person. Yeah. He did fuck up.
It could happen, bro. They could have set up Joe to get ambushed. That's not the issue, bro.
I think a lot of it too is the fact that it wasn't really plot armor for this game. It was, could you imagine how fucking lucky I am that I found the right fucking Joel at the most random fucking place and he showed up right where I fucking was at the same fucking time?
Yeah, bro. Like
the series
of events were just they explain it, but it's just so crazy, bro. That it came out like that. It's so crazy. If you really take it in, if you really think about it, it's crazy how the events roll together, bro.
It's the same thing with The Last of Us Part 1 to me though, like with the convenience. Oh yeah, you happen to be the person that Marlene introduces to smuggle the one. Well, she's not the only girl that we at least officially know of who's immune to this, right? There's a whole bunch of and like J-Main said, like let's keep it real. Joel, if we go on by like what makes sense and like what contradicts plot armor, Joel being alive after landing on that that wire.
Thank you.
He should be dead.
Yeah, I'm done.
A 14-year-old, hold on. Let me explain to people who think like The Last of Us Part 2 got plot holes. They both have plot holes. But because y'all like one, y'all excuse the plot holes. This man landed on a
rebar
wire, right? Whatever it was. And it went through his body. It honestly should have pierced the vital organ, right? But I guess it didn't. She picked him off of it, and a 14-year-old girl shot her way through a mall. and then a 14-year-old girl that had no medical experience really, like, helped this nigga survive the whole winter.
A whole.
We get it. Look. If we're coming, I understand. If we're coming for like, if we're looking for stuff that are realistic, like it's a video game. First of all, you know what I mean. A lot of stuff happened in a video game. Now a lot of this shit ain't realistic at all. So we gotta keep in mind that.
I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm agreeing with BG. He should have died in the first fucking game.
Yeah, but that's kind of just stuff you chalk up to video games.
Just video game logic,
everything
bro.
is not going to be realistic. But like, come on.
But then again, if we're holding this game, right, and people are calling it the Schindler's List of video games, I'm going to scrutinize its writing as if it. I mean, if you guys think this is good writing, I can't wait till you guys find out about books.
Oh,
It's gonna blow your fucking mind.
Overrated. Books are overrated.
Yeah, man. But maybe we'll end the conversation here because we got other things to talk about, and we'll wrap up the final. I know one more podcast where we're gonna talk about it just a bit, just to get the final opinions of Jack and J-Main on it and see how they felt about it. Then we're gonna wrap it up. But is there anything else you guys want to address about this before we move on and we talk about the other news? You know, we still got Marvel to talk about, we still got Cyberpunk to talk about, and some other shit that happened during this week. You guys want to say anything?
I got one more thing I want to say.
Okay.
I'm seeing a lot of people complain about the game and shit like that, and they're still going off of the leaks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, you're just gonna have to either watch somebody play it, which the leaks would dispel a lot of shit that y'all are saying, or play the fucking game. Just play the game. It killed me when people say I'm a huge fan of the first one, couldn't get enough of it. I'm in defiance of part 2. I refuse to. Why? It makes no sense. You're being an idiot right now. Just play the fucking game, dog. If you don't like it, that's cool, but at least give it a shot. That's like
don't get it twisted. Even though I have some issues with the story, like I said, I've been on this podcast on record saying, gameplay is king. That's what I care about. I could deal with a mid story or okay story if the gameplay is fire. So I think I recommend The Last of Us Part 2 to anyone. I think it should be experienced, that should be played. It's a great game. It has great mechanics. Them explosion arrows, goddamn man, they so OP.
I need to make some more.
The game is fun to play in the end of the day. So definitely check it out. But it's just everyone's gonna react to it differently, and clearly, how they did this game, it was to drive conversation to begin with everything that they did. I think they kind of wanted this because it's clearly done well for them. The game is J-Man. This game has been really successful. We've got numbers from Japan, UK, Russia. Apparently, it's the biggest games there. We haven't got any numbers from the US yet, but the game
not yet.
That just shows you the whole boycott. Your canceled mentality on the internet doesn't really work. You know what I mean?
Stupid.
It doesn't work.
Yeah, so
It's stupid.
What is it? I got the list right here. I know in the UK it was like the fastest selling. For Japan, I think it sold 178,000 units opening week, one of the best in terms of PS4 exclusives. I think the only 2 that did better was Final Fantasy VII and Death Stranding.
Yeah, for a Western, it broke records for a Western like release type of game or some shit like that.
Yeah, and as of right now, I have 3 bets going on for a sum of about $130. That Last of Us 2 will outsell Spider-Man in the first 3 days.
It's looking like you might be right, man. I think you're looking like you won that, bro.
Oh, here we go. UK, biggest PS4 exclusive launch of 2020. Germany, biggest launch of 2020. Japan, best launch ever for a Western developed game. Russia, biggest PS4 exclusive launch. So we're pretty much waiting for like the US numbers.
Yeah, I think the only other thing I was gonna say is like, a lot of people are caught up about Abby's physique, which I have my issue with Abby's physique, and some people are over obsessed with it. My only issue is not how she looks; it's how everybody else in the world doesn't look. Like
she's the only one that big, bro. She's the only one that big, bro.
They could have been putting that work.
You know what? The thing is, it's a little unrealistic to me. Like when you see it, it's unrealistic to me, bro. That's all it is.
If there was other buff dudes in the matter of fact, if it was like they could have made it a WLF thing, like the WLF just like has people who are obsessed with weightlifting.
Yeah,
they could have made it.
There was a gym.
Did you see that part though? When they had the gym,
they had a gym
like working out in the gym.
They had a gym.
Why nobody else like her?
It was some big people, not as big as Abby though, but also those people didn't have the same motivations as Abby.
Oh, come on, bro.
I'm just saying, you gotta think about it.
She's an anomaly. She's an anomaly.
Yeah, it's a little jarring at first. But like, women come in all different shapes and sizes. We know this, but we gotta look at the climate of the world. It is post-apocalyptic. I think they should have went for something that was a little bit more realistic. But
you saw in the flashback too, though, right? When she was talking about, she was like breaking records with the shit she
Yeah,
was
she's like lifting 180,
She
lifting
was
180.
benching 180 at like
180.
16 or some shit like
Jesus
that.
Christ. How you bet? Oh my God, bro.
Yeah, she called out early, man. She was preparing.
Yeah,
to whoop
it's a
y'all
little weird, bro. Like it's a post-apocalyptic world that you're living. So her body structure
Cardio,
is
man.
just a little weird in that environment. I'm not saying there's no. For a fact, I know there's
Yeah,
girls that
it
would
is.
done me. They would done me, but it's a little jarring at first. But you get used to it. It's whatever. You get over it. It doesn't really bother me. But
And the other thing, you know what I realized? Like I don't know how. Like when y'all play these games, I think people play games like they are the character, right? I think I play these games more as almost like a fly on the wall or God just manipulating pieces. And that's I think that's how I play games, because like I don't have this like some people really be feeling like, oh, I am this character, and I don't be feeling like that. I'm just God manipulating and watching and playing with y'all like puppets and pushing the story along and everything like that.
see, I don't feel like that when I
And
play
I'm just
games.
watching.
You know, like
I mean, it's-
I do.
when I play a narrative game, like I like when a game like this, like you just try to sympathize and relate with the character, bro. I don't feel like I'm a god or some shit like that. But if it's like very story driven, I try to relate with the character, and I think that's where I get like emotional connection, or I might feel a type of way from playing the game. If I feel like some sort of god, then any scene won't make me feel no type of way. But you best believe when I played Walking Dead season 1,
mean, a
and I
god
got
cares
to
about
that
his
end,
people.
then I cared. When that end scene, when we seen what happened in that game, like I felt a type of way. And if you're like if you think of yourself as a god playing the game, like how do you feel anything when you play a game then?
God cares about his people. I'm God, and y'all are just like my humans, and I'm watching my humans like kind of murder and kill each other, and I'm like, damn, that's exactly how I look at it. Like when Jesse got popped, I'm like, damn, that nigga,
Damn, that shit
like,
was
damn,
lit, bro. That's why I said before when we talked about Last of Us, and y'all was asking about like who the main character was of 1, and I had said that the world to me and Last of Us is one of the most important characters, and y'all was like, what? No, it's Joel or Elliot, and that's why I said that, because I look at the game similar to BG. Like I'm thinking about, does this make sense in this world? I don't try to empathize, sympathize with characters. I just want to understand why you did this, and does it make sense in this world? And I
we all process video games and enjoy video games differently, and I guess
Right.
so. I'm not really mad at it. It's just a different perspective.
Yeah, different perspective.
Just different perspective. That's it. But let's move
saying
on.
you
man.
soft, we not.
I'm soft. I'm soft. I'm soft. Bro.
Thing is, even though we don't agree, these are good conversations because it's helping to dissect the criticisms of this. And it may not be my cup of tea for a video game, but that doesn't mean that it might not be yours.
Yeah, it's a good conversation.
But the
bro.
good idea of conversation is that we're having this and we're able to have this dialogue, and it's a good thing.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Y'all should
Now
have
you
seen.
just gotta play it.
Y'all should have seen J Main. I mean, fucking BG in the Discord. This nigga was fighting every nigga in there, bro. Fighting every man in there, bro.
Yeah, because Bless Red had stupid points, and I had to shut him down.
Oh my god!
It's like, Bless Red said something stupid, bro. I had to shut it
No,
shut
I mean,
that shit
shout out
down.
to Bless Red.
We gotta do a big spoiler
I told him
cast.
come on
when
the
this
That's
out.
what I'm
podcast
saying. Yo,
Sunday, so-
the next episode we'll wrap it up nicely. I know some people are probably like I said, some people are probably sick of it, but I promise you, next episode after this, we're not even going to be talking about The Last of Us like that.
People tired of talking about it. Yo, the game ain't even been out a week yet. If you think about it.
Yeah,
You know what? You know what?
Y'all
But
want to
this
rush
Sunday.
this shit to the grave?
You know-
No,
you know-
goddamn,
you
shit
know-
just
you know-
came out.
You know why?
Done with
Because
it.
it's if we're being real, it's been an ongoing conversation on social media every day, all day. You know what I mean? 24/7. That's all niggas is
Since the
talking about.
leaks too.
Ever since
Right,
this
you
game
know,
is coming out.
credit for that.
You know what I mean? So I guess they wanted this. They wanted this conversation, bro.
They made a game that like has people like
Talking about it.
debating like that. Like there's not many games that make people like do this.
Yeah.
And
Well,
you know,
I'm gonna
like-
tell you exactly why I ain't fucking with Abby in clear points to next podcast, Jack and J Man, and you're gonna see
I
why.
might feel different about Abby coming. I mean,
I'm gonna tell you why I'm not fucking with it, and some of the shit that she does makes no fucking sense, and we're gonna talk about it how this shit's stupid, bro. But
I hope an Xbox game start this type of conversation.
hide under that leafy ground, and I'm still trying to figure it out.
Halo Infinite, I'm being that multiplayer like, dude,
Yeah,
like,
let's try it.
dude,
Games are actually
dude, dude,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, yeah, let me go ahead and read the super chats and
Last of Us is definitely ain't no Halo Infinite.
and we'll move on still, and we'll move on from this conversation. But big shout out to everybody, man, watching the podcast. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Let's get 200, man. Let's get 200. Your man's birthday out here, dog. Let's get 200. All right, yo. This one's from Radstar94. He says, "The fuck Jamie ain't wearing a Timberwolves hat for?"
Yeah, I had to cop my guy D'Angelo Russell is on the Timberwolves now. That's my dude. You know what I mean? He put the Nets on the map in the new era. So I had to cop the hat. I fucks with Karl Anthony Towns too.
Okay.
And you can get dropped off in 2K, nigga. Shut your mouth.
Oh shit.
All right, this one's from Notorious Nicholas. Shout out to you. He says, "Happy birthday to the one and only Kofi. I appreciate it." This one's from Alex PSX. He says, "Happy birthday, Kofi. Long time watcher. Great to be a mod for a great podcast. Don't spend it all in one place." I appreciate it. Black A says, "Happy birthday." Tunde says, "Happy birthday, Kofi. Stay safe out there. Appreciate it." Max B says, "Happy birthday, Kofi." Joe says, "Happy birthday, Kofi. Stop playing Dragon Ball Z games, fam. Never, bro. Till I die."
You said Joel?
Joel Torres. That's his name.
Oh, I thought it was Joel. I was about to say this man's talking from hell.
This one's from oh shit. I just took it what you said.
Y'all know Joe going to hell, right?
Oh man.
Oh man, he killed a lot of mans, bro. He killed a lot of mans. This one's from Tunde.
The man was on both sides. I'm sorry, going to hell.
Abby's personality is that she's angry, which sucks. Her personality's trash, bro. The thing is, as playing as Ellie in the first game, we got to see it, like the fun side of Ellie, the joke telling. You know, she was just dope. Having her be like Joe's sidekick, like we just seen a really good dynamic of Ellie, and I didn't get that feeling throughout this whole playthrough of The Last of Us Part 2. But we'll talk about it
ain't got
later.
nothing to be happy about though if you think about it. Shit.
Man, her character is bland, bro, to me. Like, but we'll talk about it. This one's from Killa. He says, "Let the record show that Last of Us 2 has fantastic gameplay, and no one is debating this." I 100% agree. So when a couple of years go by, please do not change this narrative like we did with the first game. I have a feel like a lot of people are in the honeymoon phase. It seems to happen a lot. And I think more people will probably, after playing the game a second time, maybe a third time, then we'll start to get proper, real opinions from certain people about it. Because I remember when Uncharted 4 came out, that launch week, that game was amazing. 2 years down the road, Uncharted sucks, terrible pacing, one of the worst Uncharted's, bro. I've been seeing that narrative.
Who said that? They wildin'.
Nah, people wildin' with that one.
Dog,
Top 3.
There was at a point that like Uncharted 4 was just getting a lot of slander on Twitter, bro. And I was on Twitter defending Uncharted 4 like crazy. I'm like, yo, where's this coming from? The Trigger Man says, "FLE, Team Abby all day, exploding arrows, gang." This one's from Vic. He says, "Never thought I'd agree with Alex about The Last of Us 2 story." Wow. This one's from Gaming Addict. He says, "Game is about regret, not hate." Vic says, "How would Joe remember someone he never met?" That is true when he's asked that question. Wonton Soup 2 says, "Alex has no right or place to criticize The Last of Us 2 story because he didn't even like the first game. He just copying what other haters have to say."
Bandwagon Alex? All right, I see you.
Really? So Wonton Soup can't even actually write words or speak correctly, and he wants to judge me? You got it, man. Who on it works for me, boy?
Wonton Soup says, "In the kind of funny spoiler cast, Neil Druckmann says Joel has changed."
Whoa.
What?
Spoiler cast? What are we doing here?
How much did he donate the first time?
$5.
Might have to mute
How much did he
myself.
donate the second time?
No. This super chat ain't wild. It ain't wild, Dale. Don't worry.
No. How much did he donate the second time?
$5.
Simp.
Oh my God, Alex got
You
smoke
was
for you,
simp
bro.
for me, boy. You my simp.
Alex got smoke. He says, in the kind of funny spoiler cast, Neil Druckmann says Joel has changed and gotten softer since we last saw him. So the director said it. So KCube90 with just the $5 donation. I appreciate it. This one's from Tokyo TZTV. He says, the only reason Sam and Henry didn't kill him was because Ellie was with him. If Ellie wasn't with him, blood was being shed. They didn't even speak. They fought immediately. That is true. I think they both seen they both seen that they had children, and that was like I guess the hunters didn't really roll with children like that, right? So,
but according to y'all, as soon as Ellie said his name, they should have got the fuck out of there, right? He shouldn't have followed with him. As soon as Ellie said this is Joel, they should have been like, you know what, we out. My name is Joel. This nigga might be looking for me. We gone. But no, he still followed them. So okay. I don't want to hear that.
Okay. This one's from Wonton Soup 2. He says Neil Druckmann and Troy Baker said Fans think they know Joel better than they do. People acting like they the same person they were 5 years ago. So Alex's issue with that is they're supposed to show the character development on screen, not off screen, right? Wasn't that your? Yeah. It was $5.
Simp.
Leave that man alone, bro.
Putting the simp title on my
$15, my boy. Get that
Shout out
simp
to
card
Wonton. I
out.
appreciate
Out
it.
of my OnlyFans, 'cause you love it.
This one's from Trago. He says, my main issue with the story is the structure, which I agree. If some of the flashbacks came first, and if the plot didn't halt in the middle for Abby, then it would have been hit different. The content of the story is great, not structure. What do you guys have to say about that? I think I kind of agree with him. I feel like if they rearranged certain parts of this game, it probably would have flowed a lot better.
It's literally just structure is the issue of that storyline.
I think it would have flowed better.
I like the way the story's being told.
I'm a fan of flashbacks. That's why I like Beyond Two Souls. So that was even more out of place than this game.
So that cutoff, that Ellie cutoff, didn't do anything for you. Like you didn't get back to it. You didn't care.
The biggest problem with that cutoff is how the game literally goes from like 100
to slow to slow, like a slow place.
Yeah. You literally just got from
to a climax, a climax.
Yeah,
part of the game.
where the fuck was you at when you met up with Tommy and Jesse and shit like that?
You went through the aquarium.
Yeah, the aquarium. There you go. And then you come right back to fucking Abby as a kid and shit. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. This one's from Tony Wood 25. He says, I agree with Alex. Joe was killed off before the story could develop. With handcuffed the writing team, watch A Quiet Place, then check the previews of its upcoming sequel. I expected that from The Last of Us. That's what he says.
Oh, did y'all have any issues with the trailers? I seen now that a lot of the scenes in the trailers don't match up.
We already knew. You knew they were playing tricks. You knew they were playing tricks the whole time, man. Yeah, I
like that. If I didn't get spoiled, it would have been dope.
But I don't understand how people are mad. People are making it seem like, they can sue Naughty Dog for now. Like, I was lied to. I was swindled. Like,
Kojima's done. Even Kojima's done that shit. You know what I mean? Kojima's done that shit with Metal Gear Solid 2 and shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's a bait and switch, bro. Yeah. All right, this one is from King. He says, or Perel, he says, happy birthday, Kofi. BG holding The Last of Us 2 to his chest like a baby. Big facts. Man, Ben putting on the cake. C Max says, happy birthday, Kofi. Hopefully your trash behind will get better at games by the time you turn 28. C Mac be hating, bro. You know what I mean? He be hating. He be hating. You don't want to pull up in no games too, man.
What games did you watch him in? I'm pretty sure you watched him.
He doesn't want to pull up in anything, bro. Every time it's time to pull up, he's ducking. This one's from Vic. He says, Abby's shoulders are so wide. You gotta double tap X just to get through doorways. She looks like she just got done killing locusts with Marcus Phoenix. Yeah, she does look like she belongs in Gears of War, yo. No cap. She really does.
85,000 user reviews. God damn.
Yeah.
Well, dude, there was a glitch apparently where the user reviews for Last of Us 2 got deleted.
Yeah, so what's up with that situation right now? Yeah, I know we're still on this, but people have been review bombing The Last of Us, angry people. There's petitions right now for the creators to remake the story and shit like that.
Mass Effect all over again.
Mass Effect all over again. This is real. I made that tweet. This is literally Mass Effect 3 all over again. Like the whole thing, the petition, the review bombing, all of that. It's just Mass Effect 3. And it's just the way it is.
I think the people who didn't get a chance to comment on the YouTube videos and tweets because they had locked them down, this is how they're expressing themselves. So in order, you know what I mean? I don't care. User reviews.
I never looked at them before because it's full of tens and zeros. There's a whole lot of fanboys and bullshit.
Fanboys in there.
So what they need to do is what I was thinking about. Why don't they just make it to where you have to have an account, an active fucking account on the platform you're trying to review the game on, and then verify if you've bought and played the fucking game.
Even then, I wouldn't even take it seriously. I would never look at them user review scores and take it seriously. Period.
Like mass bombing, it would be like you literally bought the game, you've played the game, and therefore your review is going to be there. But it isn't just like I make a fucking throwaway Gmail account and fucking just dump a 0 on this game.
You verify on the game before you can.
Right, at least you own the game.
Yeah.
Or maybe connected to like your PSN and then
That would
verify your
like that
trophies or something like that.
Like you don't even have to have your PSN to show, so people won't come after you on PSN or whatever. But at least be like, okay, he's a it'll say like verified user has played or bought the game.
Yes.
Boom, done.
No, yeah. Now I mean, like show it on their end, not like the the viewers end. That way the site can verify that you beat the
That would at
game.
least clean up a lot of the garbage.
Then you can't.
Yeah,
take,
that's true.
You can't take them. Be like, it's because, bro. Like, how is a game a 0? Like,
like, it's either a 0 or a 10.
That means
Like,
unplayable. If it's a 0, it's a glitch.
this is how you know you're dealing with irrational, emotional people. A 0. I've never played a 0 game in my life. Never came across one. Like, what are you talking about?
Retribution was a 0 because the game actually booted up.
Yeah, like if a game works and you could play it at base, it's a 3 or a 4. This is like, come on, man. You can't take these jokers seriously. Like, they just butthurt.
Yeah. All right, so let's move on, man. Let's talk about, the game. I see a few people capping for, but a lot of people are shitting on Marvel Avengers. So did anyone here watch the reveal of the Warzone table or whatever the fuck it's called gameplay that dropped? Did anyone watch it? Alex, did you watch it?
I didn't watch it, but I heard things.
Okay, so BG, you seen it. What did you think of it, sir?
I think they are over their, just over their heads on the project. Like, okay, it's Square making this, but like, there's different studios within them, right?
Crystal Dynamics, I believe, is one. Like, probably.
Okay, so how many people are in that studio? Like, does anybody know? Because this seems like a studio. The game looks like a studio who just doesn't have enough experience, doesn't have enough time, doesn't have enough budget, doesn't have the right things equipped to make this game. That's what this game looks like. And I think they're just taking on too much. That's what the game looks like to me. Because like to make an Avengers game, you have to make a game for more than one individual. I think like it's easier to make a game that's surrounded around how it plays with one character. They got to do it with what they got 5 Avengers in this one.
Yeah, 5. I think it's 5.
Yeah, like
6.
That's
I think it's
5.
Marvel.
Okay, 5 or 6.
Whatever.
Either way, it's too much. It's clearly too much for them to handle to make like each enemy react properly to all these different character attacks. So I think they're just overwhelmed. The game doesn't look like it has a lot of attention to detail, especially coming off playing a game like Last of Us. It looks like it could have fun moments, but overall, it doesn't look like a great Avengers game.
You know what it looks like to me?
Want.
It looks like high polished turd. That's what it looks like to me. Just someone, just shining a piece of turd really nice to make it look like someone, slapping AAA on it, bro.
I heard about the loot boxes.
Pretty much it's Marvel Ultimate Alliance, but it just in the third person, like kind of perspective. Let me state my issues with the game.
Okay, so that's
Let's
not
start
terrible.
Let me start the issues with the game, right? So number 1, your character models look like shit. Number 1, I'm gonna keep it with. That's not a big problem. I could get over that, right? People think that's the only reason why niggas are hating on the game. No, that's just one of it. The character models look like shit, but I could get over that. The gameplay of the game looks uninteresting, bland, generic, uninspiring. The melee combat looks trash. A game that's, revolving around melee combat, the shit that you do just looks like garbage. They did the Thor gameplay. Even like when Thor was getting grabbed by the enemies and thrown on the ground, it just looks like some really, really basic bitch like type of like development for this game, bro. Like it just looked very generic and mid. You know what I mean? Number 3, the setup of this game. The game is a single player game, which can be played by yourself or you can be played in co-op with a group of people as a games as a service type of game, which they will be adding content. That's just a red flag to me automatically when they do that shit. Games as a service, single player game, why do I need that? So like, I don't know. I have no real interest in this game. They did announce that they're doing a beta. I'm not opposed to trying the beta to see if I like it or not. You know what I mean? So I'm not opposed to trying the beta. So I'll give the beta a go and see. But from everything I've seen, this was like the trailer to sell me on the game, and it didn't do that at all. The game still looks just like mid. What did it look like, Jack?
one of them old like PS2 licensed like Activision type games. Like,
Bro, I'm telling you, bro.
I can't play again because I fell asleep watching it the first time. This shit look ass, bro. Like,
I think it's a very unpolished looking game. Like animations department, it don't look like it's all the way there. So yeah, y'all definitely hit the nail on the head with that one. I still think the gameplay looks somewhat fun to the point where I'm picking this up and I plan to play it. Yeah, I don't, the character models, like Kofi said, some of them do definitely look terrible. Voice acting, some of that is definitely
voice acting.
don't
My
match
god,
up.
that wasn't matching up either, bro.
the voice acting bad? What?
Yeah, some of the voice acting is bad in this.
Lips and it does look like a. I don't want to be mean. It does look like a PS2 game.
I'm looking at the graphics. The graphics are not impressive.
Dog,
Yeah, the
bro,
graphics aren't that
seems
good
like
at it.
it seems like the Michael Bay of video games. They think they're gonna just impress me just by fucking mad particles, explosions. Like that shit wasn't impressive to me at all. You know what I mean?
Y'all brought up a good point though. Like developing a game for multiple
characters, is
like
be
heroes
tough,
like this, it's tough. Like you got to have a big fucking team for something like that. Like I'm talking maybe like 1,000 people in order to get that shit right.
Yeah.
That's why I'm nervous about that Suicide Squad game from Rocksteady.
So as for gameplay, you could customize like armor and stuff like that. They confirmed that all like story additions to the game will be free. So you guys don't got it. If people are interested, you don't have to worry about that. But since it's a game as a service, they're probably gonna have some sort of microtransactions in it. Maybe for cosmetics or some shit. Go ahead, Alex.
So what?
What'd I say?
Games as a service.
Mm-hmm.
And Avengers.
Yeah, it's a game as a service, single player game.
Single player. It's not like Destiny. It's not an MMO. It's not like a multiplayer. It's not.
I think the co-op portion might be like
they had story packs. Or something.
They put co-op missions in the game. Mm-hmm. And what I saw too about some of the gear that you can get is it had that I think Destiny has it too, like that like it has an hour limit on when you can get the certain gear and stuff like that from doing certain missions, like certain co-op missions. Like you might have 14 hours to do this mission to get this gear. And after that, it resets and stuff like that. So it might have like daily missions. I don't know if that's confirmed or anything like that.
They lead you to the shop, right?
Yeah, of course. Sure.
That's not confirmed, but I just like using my context clues. I'm like, I see something.
Yeah, I bet they will.
Yeah. What y'all think about the story trailer? I know y'all more in tune with like the Avengers and all that. I wasn't feeling it.
The story, they're using what's the name?
MODOK.
That's the main.
That's actually a good villain.
Yeah.
So if I like watched it correctly, something happened where pretty much they created Inhumans and like that's what's going on in this world now, and they're blaming the Avengers for it.
It's an original story. They don't seem to be going off of anything exactly based on the comics. They're taking some freedom because I think they said they're making MODOK's origin. It happened on 8A or something like that.
I saw the trailer and MODOK doesn't look like MODOK. He looks like a regular person with a big ass head.
MODOK has a huge, it's supposed to have a huge wide head.
Oh shit!
But they just made
Is that what you said?
Oh man! I thought we were gonna survive an episode without saying something about Melon. Yo, Melon, we love you though, man. Yeah, I mean.
No, we don't. So
Alex.
I don't know. Like Inhumans have been around for a long time, so it isn't like Inhumans are new.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, man. I love Ultimate Alliance. I was able to find old copies of it and get it on my PC, but I don't know what to do with this, you guys.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I wasn't too impressed. It's just simple as that. I wasn't too impressed, but not to call him Melon MODOK Matt. Oh man, Jack, look what you started, bro. Look what you started, Jack. They're calling him Melon MODOK Matt, bro.
MODOK Matt. Oh man, MODOK Matt.
Oh, man. Like Kodak Black MODOK. Yo,
MODOK Mac. Oh what? Yeah, we fuck with you, Melon, though. Yeah, I mean, we just fuck with you.
I got both dancing on their ass. Hey, yo, shout out to MODOK Matt.
They can do like really little arms and a big body where he's 90% head, and then he's just fuck. I'm done.
Bevo Lottie got both head and he got body.
Y'all doing this man dirty out here, bro. All right, so let's move on with that. The game comes out in September. Like I said, a beta's coming along with it. So
that'll probably has smart delivery on PS5.
Okay. So thank you for reminding me. So
God,
feature. What happened?
So even though PlayStation hasn't been putting a title on their, cross-buy feature that the PlayStation 5 got. They haven't really put a title on it like Microsoft, but it seems like a couple of games are gonna be taking advantage of this program where if you buy the game for PlayStation 4, you automatically have the copy for PS5 off rip. So pretty much confirming that PlayStation does indeed have some form of smart delivery. They're just not coming out and talking about it the way Microsoft is and putting it on Front Street like that. So that's good news for the people.
What do you think the
who are
Metacritic
interested
for Marvel Avengers is going to be?
I told y'all last podcast.
73.
Too. I say 70. I say 76 max.
Actually, I was about to say 76 too.
76 max.
78.
72.
78.
78. Yeah.
I'm gonna go
for that.
I'm saying
Boy,
76
somebody really gonna like that game.
Like,
Somebody.
that
I'm gonna tell you 69.
So it's gonna be on Game Pass. You telling me?
69.
Day one on Game Pass confirmed. Everybody.
Yeah.
No wonder Xbox got the marketing rights.
you know the
See, that's a game that I would love for it to be on Game Pass. So I wouldn't have to buy that shit. I could just try that shit, bro, and see if I fuck with it. I would love for that shit to be on Game Pass. So let's move on. We got another live stream event that happened today from a game that a lot of people are looking forward to, man. A little game called Cyberpunk 2077.
Game of the year 2020, baby.
So did anybody watch the live stream or catch at least the trailer that they dropped today? So
Yes,
Jack, let's hear from
I
you
did.
because this seems like a game that you wouldn't play. Did it pique your interest in some form or fashion? Did it do anything for you, or is it still looking like something that you would skip on, bro?
when they originally showed it with that Rick Ross looking dude or whatever, I was intrigued by it. I thought the game was beautiful, shit like that. But the more I see of that game, man, I'm not feeling it. You might as well just skip over me, dog. I ain't feeling it.
You ain't really feeling Cyberpunk.
I really don't think it's going to be for everybody, to be honest.
Okay.
I really don't think so. I think it's going to be too much of an RPG, too much of a tabletop RPG with too many rule sets for people to really like. It's going to be an immersive sim. Like if you didn't like Deus Ex, if you didn't like Thief, if you didn't like System Shock, and you don't like tabletop RPGs, you're not going to probably like this game.
BG, you have had a lot of slander for CD Projekt Red. You be hating on them. You be like, they have only made one good game. Why do they get this kind of praise? So you've been on Cyberpunk's ass.
That's the question.
You've been on Cyberpunk's ass ever since it's been announced and shit like that. So.
Victor.
Oh, we got a donation, man, from Victor. He says, here's another Persona 4 Golden Stream key right there. Stay mad, Jack. Hope you get a port on PS4. That's very nice of you, man. Shout out to the winner, whoever gets that. That's dope.
Oh shit.
That's dope of you, Victor.
Me too,
yo.
Chris. Agreed, Chris. Me too.
But BG, what's your problem, bro? Why are you mad?
I'm not mad at all. I'm just calling out facts. Like, listen, I love the last two Deus Exes. Even people that there was even people that didn't like Mankind Divided. If this game is anything like Deus Ex, I'll probably love it. All I'm saying is what I've seen, what they've showed me. The first two demos looked rough, right? That's the first thing. It looked rough. It didn't look great or anything to me. I do believe current gen consoles are gonna hold this game back. It's gonna hold back, like, because y'all gotta remember, they still have to make this thing run on a base PS4 and a base Xbox. That is gonna hold this game back from what the PC version could potentially be, because the version still got to be like, the content still got to be the same, like certain assets still got to be the same. They're just gonna look better. So I think the game is going to be held back by that. Wow. And like I said, like, I just haven't seen anything to like get me. I just haven't seen anything to like get me super hyped about the game, like gameplay wise. And regarding CD Projekt Red, all I'm saying is this man head big. All I'm saying is like,
I'm sorry.
Look at
yo, fucking press start memes is quick as hell, dog.
man, quick. He's
He's quick as hell.
Y'all quick.
Oh, get the fuck out.
Kofi, could you put that in the podcast for people to see?
Yeah, I'm trying to
Yeah,
put
they
it
can
on.
see it.
They can see it.
I'm very sorry to interrupt you, but this is clearly
No,
much
it's
more.
That's crazy. They did that fast. And yeah, like, so like what I've seen is just not impressive to me. And like I said, with CD Projekt Red, it's not hate. It's just that there's no other developer in the industry that makes two good games and suddenly people say they're the best, one of the best in the world. Like, I don't know how that works. They made two games from one franchise and suddenly they're the best. Like, I don't know how that works. Who else do we give that type of credit to? Like, there's developers that had to make games for like really good games for like 10 years to get that title. These mofos made two games and like people already giving them the double-handed like snake, cobra grip. I'm like, what's going on, bro?
Alex, why do you feel like CD Projekt Red is so praised? And I have my answers, but I want to hear from you, Alex, since you're a known disciple.
Whenever CDPR GOG makes games, they really put 100% into that game. They usually either use the source material or they have it as a reference in order to what they're going to do next, because when you play Witcher, it's actually after all the books are completed. So they're very faithful into what's going on with the characters, the development, the story. They make CRPGs. They make computer role-playing games. And if you were never into those games, you're never going to like their games. But the thing is, what's really great about with BG's argument, why the last two games gave them so much praise is because they were able to bridge the gap with people who never played CRPGs, who never got into them, and they were able to cross that huge divide and say, okay, look, here is literally a game that is heavily narrative focused, heavily RPG focused, heavily character driven, and you've never experienced characters like this, and they pull them all together in a 200-hour plus RPG back to back, not just once, but twice in a row. And then on top of that, just literally all the good stuff that they've done with GOG and everything across the board, giving people free DLC up front. Like, they're just so, not only do they make great games, but they're so pro-consumer, and they make so many great moves in terms of not only their PR, but what they've done.
They do a lot of ground notes.
Honestly, like,
that's why I think
so
niggas love them. Exactly, Alex. You hit my point. That's my point exactly, bro.
What they do is so awesome across the board, because to be honest, I honestly think that GOG and CDPR pressured Sony for you to have that game run on your PS5 when you buy the PS4 copy. That's what I think. I think that they're that kind of company. Like, this game needs to work on a PS5.
You reaching with that one.
I don't know about that. I can't. Who knows? Who knows?
See that y'all take it a little bit too far when y'all see y'all deep throwing CD Projekt Red. That ain't nothing but a PS4 Pro Pass, dog. You know what I mean? Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah. So, but you see, Alex brought up the point. I feel like why people give CD Projekt Red so much clout is just because they're super pro-consumer. When it comes to expansions, you see how they treat it. When it comes to the whole DRM situation, you see how they treat their games. GOG, their refund policy on GOG. Pretty much you can play a whole game and refund it back if you want to. Like, I think this is why people like really stand for them and really want to see them win and fuck with them. Really,
They treat people nice. Okay, that's great, but it really come down. Like, that's what it is. Like, people, oh, you treat me nice. Like, come on, bro. That's all it took. They like these dudes giving up. They giving up the box because CD Projekt treated me nice. Like, oh man, y'all suckers.
The dudes giving up the box is funny as hell.
Like, yo, they just giving up the box to CD Projekt Red off of nothing. Like, oh, you took me to Wendy's. Like, all right, you treated me like. All right, man. Y'all got it.
All the fun police. PSP names. Can we get the fun police in here?
So pretty much.
Right,
so you be hating on them because they're doing all this pro-consumer shit, pretty much.
That's why he's mad. Yeah.
I don't.
Why you mad at that, bro? Why you mad at that?
I wish Sony was like that. All I'm saying is you don't get to be in the conversation that people did. Like, you don't get to be in a conversation for the top developer because you treat niggas nice. Like, that's not it. You get that by consistently proving that you will make good games over an extended period of time. That's how you get in that conversation. Treating people nice has nothing to do with developing games.
How many games they need, BG? How many great games do they need to be considered a top tier developer?
I think Cyberpunk is amazing. Then they're there. They're good. For me.
If Cyberpunk is amazing, I'll put them there.
I think so, bro. I think so.
Game. Because at least that's a different game. It's what you could do it with two games in the same franchise. That's not impressive to me. You could do it with another game, and it's ambitious. You get it.
Okay.
I think this is. I definitely think this is they're gonna be their most ambitious game. I think they would probably even agree with that, and because it looks like it. And this is definitely gonna, you know, put them in that solidify their position. You know what I mean? If this game hits.
Yeah.
But let's get back to
just a little bit of that brain dance section that they showed in the new trailer today. Like that little Batman detective mode, but on steroids.
On steroids,
like, even that part was like I'm gonna lose a lot of hours in that just because of how I like to explore and detect certain things in the game, and that seems like it's just like something minuscule.
Just the fucking city alone. Like, you ever played Dragon Age Origins?
That's the first one, right?
Oh no, that's not Inquisition. No, I never played that.
That was the very first one. No, I played the second one.
The reason why Dragon Age Origins is loved so much is because it pulls from old Baldur's Gate games, right? And old, like Icewind Dale and shit like that. But in Dragon Age Origins, you literally have so many different starting paths that lead to a main quest. And here in Cyberpunk, it's the same concept. You can start 3 different ways, and then you move into that main quest line. But then the way you roll your character and the way you play your character, how you choose to speak, what you say, your choices, all that stuff is important and impactful. And that's what people love about CDPR games, is because it isn't like Mass Effect 3, where at the end you were like, oh, nothing fucking mattered. It's like everything has weight, and everything that you do in the game has weight to it.
Yeah.
So it's good. Like, I'm very excited for it.
I'm really hoping they don't do artistic changes to the choices in the game, because
oh man, you know that's coming.
Artistic changes to the choices to the game, because I hate when games give you options. You could pick how the story goes, but in the end of the day, like, it doesn't matter what you pick. Same events typically happen. So I'm really hoping that, like, at least it's a little bit more expansive than the usual. Oh, you got the choices, like the choices in the game. You know what I'm trying to say? But from what I've seen of Cyberpunk so far, the game looks incredible in terms of it being an open world role playing game. It seems like every NPC, like a lot of NPCs you can interact with, and it looks really deep in mechanics. What I would say that didn't look like off the chain was the gunplay. The gunplay didn't look like mind blasting, but I kind of really don't expect it. I kind of expect more of a Fallout type of gunplay, or something like that, since it's a more of a RPG. You know what I mean? So I'm not going into this game expecting Doom Eternal, Destiny 2 type of, you know, like fine-tuned shooting. Because I know it's probably going to be a more slow, methodical type of, you know, role-playing RPG, which you have different approaches where you can do it. Like, I remember the last time they showed gameplay, you said you could hack your way through, you know, certain sections. You can stealth, you can go guns blazing if you tune your character like that. But overall, yo, I think this shit look good, man. I think this shit look good, and I'm really excited for it, man.
I put 250 hours into Witcher 3.
My condolences.
What a dork.
What a loser.
Say,
what a loser.
What a loser. A big lame.
What'd you say? I don't care about Binky's. What'd you say, Jimmy? You want to get washed again in the game?
My condolences. What? You talking real reckless. Yo, pull up.
You by me, didn't you?
Dog, you hanging on to that one ass game that we played, dog? Since when is that? Yo, since when does a 1v1 in Gears determine anything?
Listen,
you lost.
You tell me the time or place besides a sports game, and I'm there.
Look at the stipulations already. He ducking already. All right, I got you, Alex.
But
that Halo Infinite.
J-Man, you want to wrap up the conversation on Cyberpunk? Just like what you thought of it, like in the gameplay. Yeah. You said you liked the detective, you know, the Batman.
I feel like that was like the big focus on some of the stuff that they showed today. It looked cool. I mean, I like the world, the Cyberpunk world, and the vibes that it gives off. I still need that third person. Mod or mode or something. Maybe they're gonna.
Don't bother me, man. I see a majority of players. Y'all been playing too much Sony PlayStation games too much.
Nah, bro.
Y'all been playing them too much.
Time you're gonna be in first. I can't do hundreds of hours.
Listen, the only criticism
that shit, man.
Is the superior angle.
The only criticism that I would agree with you guys is when they first introduced this game, they talked a whole lot of shit about customizing your player, how he looks, style, this, that. That's the only thing I'll give you guys. But if it's first person, throughout the whole thing that you barely see him, then yeah, it sucks. But I recall like them saying that like the cutscenes was changed from third person to like to first person. Like that's if that is indeed true, then it's a little bit of a bummer because I want to see my character more than looking at a mirror from time to time, or when I'm getting on a motorcycle. You know what I mean?
I was thinking about that, Kofi. And what if they're gonna set this up for VR?
Wasn't that like rumor, like some rumors and shit, like
So,
about
like, if you
Cyberpunk
think
VR?
about it, having
I'd forgive him for that.
makes sense for VR.
I'd forgive him for that.
It's actually rumored right now that Cyberpunk might be in VR, might be a VR mode for that. So
That shit gonna be running at 540p.
if you've seen Jeff Keighley's live stream, he actually showed like some B-roll footage of it, more of the game exploration in Night City and shit. Bro, it looked good to me. The vehicles in that game just look fire, bro. Like the whole Cyberpunk like theme and shit, the futuristic, that shit looked super crazy. And I'm really excited for this. But I got another question. And I want Jack to answer this question. This is for you, sir. Why is the PlayStation community like kind of... I just see nothing but slander from the big PlayStation guy. And that's facts. If you want me to bring up receipts, I can bring up receipts. Like, the OBJ, shout out to them. The other niggas, some lames, I don't want to even mention their names, to be honest. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of, like, hardcore PlayStation stands that are just giving Cyberpunk a lot of slander. I want to ask you why, bro. Like, why?
You know what it is, too, though, I feel?
Yeah.
Because if you look at CD Projekt Red and they titles, Witcher 2, it was only on Xbox and PC. Witcher 3, marketing deal or whatnot. Cyberpunk, Xbox marketing deal. I feel like a lot of Xbox gamers and a lot of PC guys they almost embrace CD Projekt Red like they like damn near a first party dev, like they, like the game ain't even on PlayStation.
So some fanboy shit. It's a multiplat. So I don't know why they're slandering it. It's a multiplat.
It's a multiplayer, but the way people feel, especially like Xbox PC dudes, y'all feel like really that's y'all game. Like we not gonna cap. Their games are probably best played on PC. The fidelity and all the shit they put in them. It's probably best played on PC. But, marketing deal, like I said, smart delivery. They broke that whole shit off. They got a special edition Xbox One.
Yeah,
so I feel like,
maybe it's on the side. Maybe it's on the side of Microsoft too much, and they got the marketing deal, so they feel. Or is it because some people are saying because it's gonna be in the same competition as same conversation as The Last of Us, so that's why some people hate. That's a little bit of hate. But I don't understand. It's a multiplier that y'all can enjoy.
That's part of it too.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know why niggas like the hardcore niggas are hating on this game, bro. Just look at the tweets. They're hating on this game, bro.
If it was third person, more PlayStation fans will fuck with it.
That's what I was about to say. I don't think it really. I don't really think it has anything to do with fanboys. I think it has everything to do with that camera angle. Yeah, I believe. Look. Third person has always been my like.
For narrative-based games, like I want the third person.
Not even if the game isn't narrative-based. I've always preferred like my games in third person. There are
gameplay is better in third person.
Yeah, there are a few games. There are a few games I like in first person, but the vast majority is third person.
Nah, it's nice to switch it up from time to time, bro. Change it up, dog. Like y'all niggas want everything third person.
What you're saying?
They're conditioned. I think they're conditioned.
Yeah, well, that's not good. That's kind of not good, bro. Switch it up from time to time. God damn.
He wants the same game over and over.
Bro, man's want the same. Look, I don't mind, bro. I don't mind.
The same camera angle over and over because it's better.
That's lame,
at least
bro.
the option. Give me the option,
bro. How many fucking games we've been playing as third person? Let's give it a break. Let's try a first person RPG now. Let's try it for now. Let's try it out, bro. Like I'm not opposed to trying it out, man.
Look at GTA when they gave y'all the first person. Nobody used that shit. Everybody was stuck on that third person.
Even Deus Ex had
third person superior.
Even Deus Ex, they had the scenes or you could go third person in Deus Ex. So, bro, I need third person, man.
Nah, man, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me, man.
The thing is, the second that Cyberpunk got delayed to the 19th, everybody started. All the Sony fanboys. Now I'm being what's the word? Dramatic. Okay, I'm being dramatic here, so don't get offended, y'all. All the Sony fanboys started pulling up the Game Awards cutoff date. 15th of November. So the real reason Sony fanboys, Kofi, are upset about Cyberpunk is because
not really upset. I just see a lot of them just don't like it. I don't think they're upset, but a lot of them are just shitting on the game, though. It's just weird.
Jeff Keighley made a tweet saying. Now, I'm paraphrasing here, that they would probably move the date for Game of the Year cutoff because of Cyberpunk.
Yeah, I heard in his live
Finalized
stream.
the beat yet, so.
You said he hasn't finalized it yet. Yeah.
CDPR could literally rip your game of the year baby away from you.
Have y'all seen anything from this gameplay of Cyberpunk that you would even think could overtake The Last of Us or something like a game of the year? I haven't seen I'm not it ain't my cup of tea, but at the same time it's like I can acknowledge what shit look. I mean, it just looked like it reminded me of Fallout. It reminded me of a cyberistic Fallout, like Kofi said. That's all it reminded me of.
Yeah.
I don't like Fallout, so
yeah, it seems like it's not Jack's cup of tea of games, so I can understand that. You know, I can understand if Jack don't really fuck with it because he don't even be playing games like that to begin with. But
Jack's down in friend.
Nah, I don't think so.
Man, we good over, man.
I think when it comes to the Game Awards, like PlayStation fanboys can relax. I think The Last of Us got in the bag, even though personally it's not.
I don't know about that one.
I don't think it's my personal game of the year, but I think it got in the bag, man. I think
mine is Final Fantasy VII.
To be honest, I don't think it's my game of the year, bro.
Game.
I don't think it's not my game of the year, to be honest.
Hey, man, tell them what game of the year is right now.
Oh, baby, you know Doom
This
Eternal
gonna,
going
this,
with that.
yeah, this gonna trigger. Yo, J-Man, this gonna trigger niggas.
That shit.
Yo, J-Man, this gonna trigger niggas. This gonna trigger niggas. Listen to this.
I know what you about to say. This
gonna trigger niggas. This gonna trigger niggas, but it is what it is. I don't give a fuck if y'all mad at me or not. I honestly,
he about to say Animal Crossing or some
no,
fuck shit.
no.
He gonna say Ghost of Tsushima.
Nope.
No. Listen.
What?
I already know.
At the end of this game, I felt more than The Last of Us 2, and that's Ori and the Will of the Wisp. That's Ori and the Will of the Wisp.
Out of here.
I actually felt a type of way, bro. Shut up, bro. I actually felt a type of way, bro. I felt a type of way when I got to the end of that game, bro. You know, I actually had like when I finished Last of Us, I was like, okay. But Ori, when I finished Ori, I was like, yo, man, that's fucked up, bro.
I love Ori.
That game's amazing, bro. Niggas are gonna hate because it's only Xbox, but that game is amazing, bro.
No, but
that game is great.
That game is amazing. It's gonna be in the Game of the Year nominees, but because they always pick one indie game to be in there, but it's not gonna win. I don't think it's gonna win.
Hey man, y'all.
So right now it's looking like Ori
was
Cyberpunk
fantastic,
probably,
bro.
Final Fantasy, Last of Us, and Doom Eternal.
I wonder if that shit was like
for 5.
I wonder if that shit was like marketed or was a PlayStation exclusive. The niggas will feel differently about it, but I'm telling you, if y'all take away the platform barriers from your brains, because I know y'all always see things through a fanboy's kind of lens of glass. That game is actually like really fucking good, bro. That game is really fucking good.
It's like one of the most addictive gameplay loops I've ever played.
Bro, that game is and that, bro,
the exploration and shit like that.
Music,
the
visuals,
you just want to keep
the story,
design,
and even the story.
Like, environmental storytelling too. Yeah, that
bro,
shit is amazing.
It's incredible, bro. Like it's honestly incredible, bro. Like, just let's strip the platform barriers. That shit is actually really good. If we're being real, but niggas don't want to have that discussion though. But it's okay. I get you. And niggas don't want to have.
Oh, yeah, they Persona 5 Royale gonna be in the game of the year conversation.
That's my favorite game of the year, but since it's a remake, I don't know, or not a. I don't know if it's gonna count. I don't think it's gonna make it.
To be honest, yo.
That game is too
Persona
good, bro.
and Xenoblade counts because
that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, you kind of, you know.
That's currently my game. That's currently my game of the generation, yo. Over Last of Us, over anything, yo. Persona 5 Royal is my favorite game I've played this entire generation, bro.
Big trash.
Look at this guy, bro. BG got bad taste, man. He played Bleeding Edge and Anthem, bro. Like, you know what I mean? He got bad taste. He got bad taste.
You never gonna let the Anthem shit down, yo. You did too much.
Big trash. Bro, I'll install Anthem right now before I play another Persona game. So
hey, Kofi, you know what
y'all talking about?
Get this nigga out of here, bro.
Yo, get this dude the OBJ treatment, dog. He gotta go.
Man, mute and food. Fuck this shit.
That Persona shit trash.
Persona 5 Royal, easily, hands down, the best game of this generation I've played. Easily. I was literally depressed when I finished that game, bro. I didn't know what to do with myself for 2 days. I just sat there and like, yo, I don't want to feel. I don't feel like playing nothing, bro.
So you've been playing Persona 4 Golden with the rest of these weirdos on PC, right?
Yup.
Tell me about the first 3 hours of that game. What do you do?
It builds.
It's actually faster. It's actually faster, like, than Persona 5 though. Like, in terms of getting into action and stuff like that, it is. If you thought fucking Persona 5 started off slow, 5 started off slow. 4 actually picks up the pace a lot faster.
So, but actually, what do you do? Are you not just sitting there reading dialogue for 3 hours straight, pressing the next button?
Well,
is that not the whole 3 hours?
Well, this is how some JRPGs start off, bro. No JRPG
Terrible.
usually starts off at the climax of BGs. It's usually a slow start.
You call yourself the JRPG god?
No, I never did. That's,
I know the people
that's
don't like games, building the story up.
I've never called myself that. That was Bond manipulating y'all to believe I said that.
You think so? Because I'm sure somebody can pull it.
Never
But
said
most
it.
like why are we trying to sit here and pretend like most JRPGs usually have for the most part have like a slower start, bro? The
ones I play don't.
Let me just tell y'all this: BG want every game to start like a fucking hood movie from the '90s. He wants shit at the end, the shit freeze frame. I know you wonder how I got in this fucked up situation, right? Rewind. Like,
Right, look,
come on, man.
My
Let the
cutoff
story
is
build.
if it doesn't get good, I give a game the max I'm giving a game before it picks up or something like happens is like an hour and a half to 2 hours. If nothing happens from that I like or I find fun, I'm not stopping right there. I'm not going.
I agree with that, but when it comes to JRPGs, I'm a little bit more lenient with just because of how many hours I'm going to be spending in that game.
Yeah,
like Days Gone, that's what, like a 20, maybe 30 hour game.
These are like 80
that
to
shit got
100
2
hour
hours.
games,
It was
bro.
a wrap.
Like, what do you expect?
And like, yeah, I mean, listen, Dragon Quest 11 starts off
a game you didn't finish. A game you didn't finish, by the way.
No, I
a game you didn't finish.
80 hours.
A game you didn't finish, by the way. A game you didn't finish.
The trophy. And I can show you the developer said this trophy means you beat the game. Okay, that's never mind. You don't want to have that conversation. You mad though. Anyway, so I beat Dragon Quest 11. I didn't get the extra ending, which is
The true
content.
The real ending?
Okay.
The real ending? Okay.
Ending. Yeah, that doesn't mean you have to get the extra ending to beat the game. That's why it's called extra. Shut up. So I beat Dragon Quest 11, right? And about 30 minutes into that game, not even 20 minutes, they already send you on your journey. You're already getting into battles and stuff like that. Final Fantasy VII, you're literally hopping off a train. You already slash a nigga. So I'm not buying this excuse that it takes 4 hours to build up a game. So you have to sit through 4 hours of dialogue. I'm not buying that shit.
You ever played Xenoblade Chronicles?
Bro, you know you're
No,
not playing that shit.
no.
Come on, bro. Let's keep it real. You know you ain't
No,
playing
I'm not
that
playing
game,
that.
bro.
The game just doesn't look appealing to me. That's why I won't play it.
You ain't playing them type of games.
I didn't hear
bro.
you.
It's one of the best RPGs ever made. Like literally.
Okay. I like when I look at the gameplay, like it just doesn't look very appealing to me. That's why I haven't tried it.
Okay. All right. So
How long does it take to get good?
Literally in the first 2 hours.
yeah, that game has
I
combat in the
might try
beginning
it out.
too. That game has combat right in the beginning.
Like literally.
Literally right in the beginning. So
right at the start, we fight
right at the beginning, bro. Right at the
My
It's not
beginning.
even
Yeah.
fighting that, dude, but the fighting isn't even like what makes the game good.
Well,
The
you know,
combat is good, sure.
like Jack said, I'm an ignorant hood nigga. That's all I look out for.
I can do with the minute, man.
I want to get to the shits.
All right,
I wanna
let's
do
move
hood rat
on,
stuff
man.
with my friends.
Let's move on.
Good rat stuff
Oh,
with my
yeah,
friend.
yeah, that shit was funny. Crash Bandicoot 4 was announced and it's coming out this October. What did you got, Jack? You got your thumbs down already, yo. What did you think, bro?
I fucking hate Crash Bandicoot, yo.
Oh, okay, so you just hate, the franchise in general.
Only the first game got redeeming quality, and that was because it was a difficult game to play. The rest of them are just
The first game was the worst. What are you talking about?
the first game, but I enjoyed the first game the most because it was difficult. The other games was just easy fuck shit. I mean, they for kids, so I can't really. I mean,
This
Jack,
new one
they're
looks
for
like it has a
every.
lot
Say
of-
it properly,
a lot of
Jack.
different
They're for
systems.
everybody.
I'm sorry,
sir.
8 to
They're-
80. I'm
they're
sorry.
for-
They're for everybody.
Thank
They're
you,
for
thank you, Jack.
My
Say
bad.
say it properly. It's for everybody.
Absolutely.
I was shocked they went with a new art style. I like the remake art style. But somebody brought to my attention probably because they wanted to hit 60, so they changed up the art
Yo,
style.
if it's
a little
60
bit,
frames per
and-
second, then thank God, because that 30 wasn't doing the console version no favors, bro. You know what I mean? It needs to be 60. So they announced that it's coming out in October.
What I realized though is I might not have a PS4 when it's come out, because like BG said, after Ghost of Tsushima, my shit is bye.
Y'all some weirdos, bro.
I'm not keeping it around.
Y'all some weird. I'm
Gotta-
keeping that, bro.
You gotta
Y'all some
maximize. You gotta
bums, bro.
maximize sales. That shit is
Facts,
gone
bro.
after Ghost
We
of
don't
Tsushima.
keep
Bums, bro.
useless objects around our place, bro. Get that out of here.
So
Nah,
for me,
bro,
that's
I'm
a
keeping
PS5
I'm
launch
keeping my
title.
shit.
Big ass paperweight, a loud ass paperweight.
Jack, you keeping your shit or you getting rid of it, bro?
I'm gonna box it up when the PS5 come out, but I'm keeping it.
I'm keeping my shit, bro.
You keeping it for
bugging, bro.
what? For what? For what?
Unless I can get an ungodly amount for it, dog.
Like
Ain't
just
no reason to keep it.
I mean, I don't.
Man, At that point, you can give me 75 for it, and I'll send it to you. I don't give a shit.
75.
No more.
I'm keeping my shit.
This is joint.
Oh,
I need.
what do we do with it? It's pointless. Okay, it's trash.
It's
now.
literally pointless.
When PS5 come out, this shit right here is trash. It's
You
garbage.
never know when you're going to use.
All the PS4 games supposed to work on it, or at least most of them.
Supposed to.
And anything that comes out after, what was the date? July?
Yeah, July 13th.
They have to make sure it works on it. So Crash
Oh yeah,
will work.
that's right.
And throw that bitch in the lake.
Nah, I'm keeping mine, man. I'm not getting rid of mine, man. I'm keeping my shit.
Lake.
I need that. Yeah, so
Damn,
as for
what
Crash 4, like J-Mate said, they switched up the art direction, but unlike him, I actually think it's not too bad. I don't mind it at all.
I like it.
I like it.
I didn't
Yeah.
know
No, it looks fun though. The gameplay looks fun as hell.
The trailer that they put in there looks like it'll be a fun game. So I'm
Can't wait to play
interested.
it on PC.
Yeah.
different
BG,
masks give you different abilities and shit like that. Like it looks fun. Looks like a good
BG
time.
checking for this shit. You played Knack, so you got to be checking for this at least.
Oh wait, what game we talking about?
Crash Bandicoot 4.
Crap.
I'm not the biggest fan of Crash Bandicoot platformers made by Activision. I don't like Activision. I just don't like what they did with some of the the newer ones that they made after they got it from Naughty Dog.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's kind of like it's low key trash. I'll buy it probably, but I'm not excited for it. It's an Activision Crash Bandicoot.
Okay.
Who was developing those ones for like PS2 and shit? I know it's Activision, but like what developer was it? Do we
Some
know?
no-name weirdos.
Yeah, we
and
know.
some
I don't.
no-name.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know. So
I know Toys for Bob, I think, is doing this one.
yeah. All right, so I'm gonna just quickly go over some quick stories or topics or whatever. This one's the developers of The Order 1886, Ready at Dawn, got acquired by Facebook. They're gonna be making VR games. So this
My
doesn't
fucking
mean
heart,
that
bro.
this doesn't mean that we can never get a sequel to Order because I think Sony owns the IP anyways, but they won't be developing it clearly because they got acquired by Facebook and they're gonna be making VR shit. So I know,
But it's rare that Sony they drop off their IP like that to other
Yeah,
developers.
Yeah, the rumor
I
is
think
they got someone
the-
else making Uncharted. That's a rumor, but I don't know if it's true or not.
Yeah, that San Diego
San
studio.
Diego, San Diego studio or whatever. So
Oh goddamn.
yeah, so I don't know. So maybe it's
Yeah,
dead.
you know over there, right?
Yeah, Quinn Cobb dick suck. Not Quinn. Yeah, Quinn Cobb dick sucking ass. Ain't that him? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I want to run
Quinn
that dude fade, yo. He just.
I'm pretty sure that we're probably not gonna get a sequel for this game. If I'm being real, bro, I don't think it's ever gonna.
Yeah,
happen.
it's not happening.
It's not happening. It's
Squandered
not-
opportunity.
This confirmed it for me. It's
Yeah.
done. It's not happening.
You gotta just let it go. In other
One and
news,
done, baby.
Mixer is no more,
Gone.
and I want to give J-Main a L.
Me?
I want to give Jack a little bit of an L. A little bit.
I
Of an L.
Jack get a little bit of L. I get the biggest L. This dude Jack still live streams on Mixer with 1.5 viewers.
I held him down. What the fuck?
This dude Jack is like the only dude streaming on the platform still. But
I'm
I
giving
get
J-Man an L. I'm giving Alex an L. I'm giving
What
Meds
the
an L. I'm giving Bless Red an L.
Yo.
I think I'm giving also Red Hood. I believe Red Hood. I'm giving Red Hood an L. Shout out to all y'all. Remember that podcast. And please, people in the chat, give me my props. Remember when Ninja hopped on Mixer? Then all these bum lickers fucking hopped in here saying, no, oh, they're going to start streaming on Mixer. Mixer gang, this, that. You know what I mean? Remember that. Remember what did I say? I'm not doing that Mixer. This shit's definitely going to flop and fall off, right? And guess what happens? It fell off. So give me my W. And I called this would happen fucking years ago.
Congrats.
Hold
So,
on. Wait a minute.
there
Wait a
we
minute.
go.
Wait a minute. Let me give the biggest L to Black Bond.
Why? Why? What did he do, bro?
Y'all love each other.
Let's go get married or what? Come on, man.
Yeah, they need to get married,
Y'all
bro.
love each other, bro.
They
Y'all mention each other at least twice a pod.
Yeah, they love each other, bro. Like, yeah, y'all need to just link up already, bro. Like,
Full bomb ready for Black Bond because he made a statement about how when you have exclusives and you have exclusivity, that's what creates competition. Mixer bought exclusivity of Shroud and of Ninja, yet Mixer is now closing its fucking
you know what it is? It's
My
just that
man.
simple.
Hold your L.
It's this simple, bro. Are we gonna be real? Twitch, YouTube, they got the monopoly. It is what it is. I don't. It's
They
gonna
was
be.
even doing
It's gonna be
games.
hard
Twitch
for a
definitely
new
got the
service.
monopoly, dog.
It's gonna be hard for a new service to come and penetrate this shit, bro. It's just like Steam.
Word.
It's just like Steam.
Even YouTube folded though. Y'all forget about YouTube gaming? That used to be the thing.
That's what I'm saying. Like
that shit folded too.
YouTube gaming. That's sub sub
it's-
shit.
Listen, you guys are wrong. YouTube gaming has not folded.
It's
integrated.
28% of the market. It's
Yeah, but
28%.
YouTube gaming.
They used
YouTube.
they
is
used
big
to
in
have a
general.
specific
specific.
website that you can go to
Not
for
it's
YouTube
specific.
gaming,
In fact, YouTube gaming channel is still there,
but it's more integrated.
but it's not integrated. Correct.
Yeah.
Literally, how about this? What if I told you that YouTube could literally destroy Twitch at the flick of a switch if they wanted to?
YouTube is
They fucking
definitely a
improved
bigger.
their quality,
No, YouTube
bro.
is a bigger platform. It's a bigger
Even
platform
that-
than Twitch,
okay,
bro. So that's a fact.
You guys aren't thinking about it like in like business sense.
Okay.
YouTube has the algorithm. Okay, YouTube is not only a bigger platform, but it has concurrent users that go there besides just for gaming.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The thing is, if YouTube figured out a smart way of actually surfacing live streams for games you're actually looking up for either a guide, a preview, or whatever,
It'll be a wrap, bro. We already know what it
to
is.
the right-hand side, Twitch would be done.
Bro,
And
it's only two
literally-
titans here. It's YouTube and Twitch. Like I said, it's going to be hard for someone to come in between that. So this Facebook gaming shit
I
that
don't know
niggas
about
are
that one,
that
Chief.
Facebook gaming shit
Wait.
that niggas will be capping for, that shit is same. I'm telling you
Y'all
right
be
now,
too nice.
same situation. That shit
Y'all
gonna
be
flop.
too
Nah,
Let's
you're
just-
wrong with that one.
No, I'm
just
definitely
go
not
on.
wrong with that one. Go ahead,
I
Jack.
ain't gonna bet on it, but
I just want to say this, right? We being too nice. We know what the fuck going on. Mixer had potential, but it was owned by the wrong company. It just is what it is. Listen, Microsoft has an inability, besides Windows 10, which also runs like dog shit, they have an inability to just own a product and push it. Like they make tons of money, right? Because usually they got a monopoly on shit. But Skype, they bought Skype for $2 billion. It ain't been the same since. They got lapped over by fucking Zoom and Discord. Everything, right? Skype was the thing, right? Soon as Microsoft bought them, shit went downhill. Minecraft is an anomaly, right? They bought Minecraft for $2 billion. That seems to still be doing well. Just all that shit they buy, yo. Beam was doing just fine until Microsoft brought they funky asses along and ruined it, right? Mixer had great video quality, you know what I mean? I actually got to pay out for Mixer, which is shocking. Never
Rare Studios. Someone's in the chat. Rare Studios.
rare, perfect.
Damn.
They created the Xbox brand, but they finished last in every generation they've been in. Like, you just got to think, bro. Microsoft don't know how to. Besides Windows, fucking software, I don't know how the fuck they still in business, yo.
I think they got a curse. I think they cursed a little bit.
Shout out to Zune and HD DVD.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so I want to get back to J Main because J Main was was feeling a little bit froggy on the Twitter timeline about this Facebook gaming. Why do you think Facebook gaming
Yeah.
can be any different? Let me hear this. I saw that that bougie ass chart. That doesn't mean shit to me, bro.
It's not a bougie chart.
That
bro.
bougie ass
That's-
chart. The bougie
no,
ass
that's
chart
an
that you put up.
important chart. That's an important chart.
That chart
because
is
when that chart
is false. You know
Bro.
why? Because that YouTube gaming shit is it's to be honest, that's not even the real metrics of YouTube where niggas be streaming games like that. Because that was only
do you
specifically
mean?
using the banner YouTube gaming. That number for YouTube wasn't even accurate.
No, it says down here that if it has a star next to it, it includes non-gaming content. The YouTube didn't have a star next to it, so that's all gaming content. I'll post this chat,
so why do
the
you
chart for you.
think niggas are gonna make Facebook accounts, and start streaming over there? The game
Because what? There's like billions of people on Facebook, or almost a billion people on Facebook. The growth over the year was 238%, and if we go on by that, the Mixer number was 0.2%. After
All right,
that,
so 200%
came
from
out,
what? But 210 because these
So-
always throw up these big ass percents, but from what? From what?
So
to
from
what?
86 million watched hours
Okay.
to 291 million watched hours. And
Okay.
if you go back to this chart again, YouTube last year was 279 million watched hours. So Facebook is literally at where YouTube was last year, according to this chart,
I don't believe
and
it.
increasing on performance.
Who did
and
this?
they're
Who did
getting
this
the
data?
Mixer.
Who did this data shit?
This is
did
from
the survey?
Arsenal and Stream. Hold on, let's say at the
no,
bottom.
so look,
Stream
so look.
Elements.
I don't.
Here's
I
a
don't believe
breakdown
that
of
shit, bro.
Streamlabs that did it. So Streamlabs did a breakdown of the actual year. I have it here. I've got it. Hold on.
That's the chart right there.
I know why they gonna take off, but
What? Why, Jack? Because of Instagram or some shit?
Well,
Instagram,
No, I was gonna make a Facebook game, but I thought you could just stream, like, you know how everybody already got a Facebook page. I thought I could just start streaming and link the shit up and stream. They telling me I got to make a whole new gaming page and get people to like it, and then greet all these.
Bro, there's a lot of rules, bro. It's a lot of rules, my nigga.
Yeah, then you got to monetize in some type of weird ass way. I ain't got time for this shit, bro.
The feeling I get.
Here's what you guys are looking at when you say like, oh, YouTube, whatever. When you're looking at Courage, like I think Courage JD, he signed a clause to be streaming only on YouTube. The guy had 90,000 concurrent viewers
on YouTube.
90,000. The biggest Twitch fees is like 30-40K. If you're looking at concurrent viewers, if you're looking at growth space, YouTube, when you're looking at like esports events and influencer moments, nobody goes to Twitch. They go to YouTube.
Hey, YouTube got way more viewers. I can't argue.
When you're looking at like the space which things have grown, you guys need to like listen to people like Devin Nash and Alpha A Gaming who are like in the fucking scene. Devin Nash especially because of what he's done in the actual like esports scene and streaming scene. But I just posted up a chart. When you're looking at it, right? At hours watched by platform, 9,768.6 million hours on Twitch.
But why does it only use the YouTube gaming live like subcategory? That's what I want to know. Why it uses that? Because I feel like that number is not accurate, bro.
Because it's gaming content.
Because it's gaming content.
But not everybody streams under the YouTube gaming live though.
They don't.
Jack don't stream under YouTube gaming live. He never did. And when have I seen him did?
Because Twitch has just chatting. So let's not conflate things. So I can put those two together. That's fine. Okay. Because
the other chart said the same thing.
Chatting, right? So when we're looking at it, the thing is Twitch has no real way of showing an algorithm and growing people inside of their brand. The way you get big on Twitch is not by getting big on Twitch. The way you get big
show
on
some titties
is you make YouTube content and then take your YouTube viewers to Twitch. That's how you do it. You don't do it any other way. You don't just stream on Twitch and make viewers because nobody can find
I can agree with that. I can agree with that.
Yeah.
And YouTube way more money than Twitch. Way more, dog.
Yeah.
And look at it from like Amazon's perspective, right? YouTube makes money how? Ad revenue.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? Twitch, Amazon that owns Twitch makes money by selling physical products.
They're saying the stream keeps on cutting out.
Not to change the server.
They got ad revenue on Twitch too, though.
They do have ad revenue on Twitch, but Amazon's major source of income is not ad revenue.
No, of course not.
Right? Okay. And think about it from this perspective. YouTube has a CEO. Twitch does not have an Amazon appointed CEO. They have Twitch's own CEO.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the YouTube shit. Right now, this shit just dropped extremely low for some sort of reason. So don't worry, we're gonna be wrapping up the show anyways just now, and we're gonna be getting out of here. I don't know what it is. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. Try changing the server.
No, it's actually saying my YouTube output is low. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, that could just be the resolution.
I don't know. Let me see if I can play around with the settings. Go ahead, BG. Say what you're saying.
I was saying the sentiment I get is like people hate Facebook though. Like, I mean, I was asking, I was like, listen, would any of y'all go to Facebook to watch somebody play games? And like, Facebook just as a social media platform, right? I hate even going on there for any reason. So I'm definitely not going on there to watch somebody like live stream games. Like people was like, listen, I'd rather mop the ocean than watch somebody live stream on Facebook.
All right, hold on. Yeah, this shit is fucking up. I don't know if it's YouTube, but something's fucking up. Fuck.
It's not on my end, weirdly enough.
It's weird, bro.
It's okay for me now. Well, it's buffering that, yeah.
Refresh your page, y'all.
So we're gonna be wrapping up, and it couldn't let us close off nicely. Oh man.
Tired of being tired.
Yeah, this is buffering a lot. I don't know what's going on here.
But
yeah.
So
we'll quickly wrap it up, and we're gonna get out of here, yo. Anyways, yo, with this last one.
If I were a betting man, Shroud goes back to Twitch.
Ninja YouTube.
Ninja goes to YouTube.
Yeah.
Ninja goes to YouTube with 30 million subscribers. That's where he goes.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so
They got the bag. They're free agents. They out.
Yeah. Let's switch up. Let's wrap up the podcast anyways. You know, we hit the 2-hour mark. We don't want to go on any longer than this. You know, it was good conversations, and now the shit's bugging now. Hopefully we can get through the outros with you guys hearing us. Shout out to everyone who came through, man. Shout out to all the birthday wishes. Shout out to all the people who hit the like button. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. But we're gonna go ahead and do the outros, and people are saying it's fine now, but yeah, we're gonna head out. We're gonna start off with Alex.
Ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow night we're going to be doing some more streams on this channel for a 24-hour stream. Stay tuned. Join us. It's going to be a great time. Will I wear pants? Probably not. Show up and find out. It'll be a great time. Thanks for showing up today.
Jack?
Appreciate y'all for watching. Happy birthday, Kofi, once again.
Thank
YouTube,
you.
Twitch, Twitter, not Mixer. Jack Mood Johnny. Y'all know how to get up with me, man. And 24-hour live stream tomorrow. Come through.
Yeah. J-Main?
Definitely appreciate everybody for tuning in to the show. BG, appreciate you for pulling up on us. Make sure y'all hit that like button. 24-hour live stream tomorrow. I'll probably be finishing up Last of Us Part 2 there. And then, I got some games that I'm going to play, but we'll talk about it on stream when I get there. So
Yeah.
I'll holler at y'all then.
And our guest, BG, thanks for pulling up.
All right, y'all. Appreciate it. Happy birthday to my firstborn son. You know, just watching this man grow up. But, oh man, they grow up so damn fast, bro. I don't even know what to say, man. It's just chip off the old block. You know, apple don't fall too far from the tree.
Spooky.
And pretty darn proud of him. You know, following my footsteps. So come watch Weapon Wheel on Sunday. Yeah. And Jack, you better had finished that game by then.
Hey man, I ain't gonna man. Look,
You should have it done by then. You're not too far.
Sunday.
Yeah, by Sunday.
Sorry.
If you're playing it on stream tomorrow and then Saturday and then Sunday,
hold on real quick. Sorry, in rushing this shit off, because this shit's fucking up. I forgot to read a few more super chats. So this one's from HBS. He says, shout out to y'all and happy birthday, Kofi. Did y'all realize Joe almost died in the basement in The Last of Us 1 and got killed in The Last of Us 2? That's in
the basement.
Yeah, that is true.
You're right.
That experience in basements.
This one's from Flaffy.
Also, Bill told him that he would die being too friendly. Pay attention.
Foreshadowing. All right, this one's from Flaffy. He says, game with full customization, but first person, fuck out of here. That's what he says. This one's from Notorious Nicholas. He says, if Cyberpunk is in VR, it's a game of the generation. Stop looking at my genre says, The Witcher 2 is an incredible game. I personally think it's better than 3 story-wise. And this one's from Tokyo TZTV. He says, I did a side quest in The Witcher 2 that I think about till this day. The Wraith tricked me to get the guy who gave me the quest to come to her. I still feel bad for what I did. CD Projekt Red are gods. So that's all the super chats that I missed. Apologize for not reading them a little bit sooner. But thank you guys for pulling up. Thank you for the birthday wishes once again. Remember to hit that like button, and we out of here, we'll see you guys next Thursday.
Oh man, you're right.
BG streaming curse came over here, bro. Shit is crazy.
You got it.
Well, it should be off. It should be off.